that, Ryan?
Welcome to the LeafCast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I am currently culling the herd for 3,000 years.
I am Ryan's brother, Dan.
I've been active.
And I am Ryan's brother, Dan. And a warder once told me, Trollocs call the IL waste the dying ground. I mean to make them give that name to the two rivers. The way of the leaf. And this is the LeafCast.
And this is episode 75, which is a debate. It's up for debate between Dan and I. I think we're at 75. Yep. He thinks we're at 79. We'll go back in the annals. But this is chapters 30 through 32 of The Shadow Rising. And let me say, guys, gals, and in-betweeners, and let's include bothers. Thank you for coming. And a hearty welcome to the LeafCast. We are a weekly first-time reader live stream that airs every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're new to this show, do keep in mind we are spoiler-free up to the chapters I just announced, and we will not go beyond them. So if you've just miraculously or have stopped reading at chapter 32 of The Shadow Rising, you're cool, you're fresh.
Yeah, you're safe.
Great.
You're in the good spot.
You're in the Holy Land. But as such,
the Holy Land?
What? I'm excited.
Your mustache then is the Wailing Wall. I'm going to bow to it and stick things in it. Prayers. I'm going to put prayers into your mustache.
Just the holy dick broom. All right. Sit back and follow along as our first-time readers experience the Wheel of Time for the first time. And hit that like and subscribe button. Oh my gosh, Brother Dan, it's nary 3 weeks until JordanCon.
I am starting to wake up and think about it and go to sleep thinking about it. It's going to be quite the time. Ryan and I are going. Carissa? I'm sorry, Quesadilla.
Who?
I'm sorry, God damn it. A lot of our friends here are coming. I can't really wait. I'm going to give puppet hugs to pretty much... My arms are going to be so buff after all my puppet hugs are in.
Well, I mean, we gotta at this point, like our natural instinct to just embrace every human being and non-human together in a group, like just like amorphous blob. This is COVID shit, Bran. We gotta be. What did I say? COVID shit, Bran. I think I'm bruh.
I went to the dentist and I thanked her for touching my face. I was like, finally.
Whoa, yeah, finally. Anyways, yeah, we will ask permission and then we will hug. Let's just say that.
And then
first.
we will hug. And
we will hug.
If you want to give me a teeth cleaning, I consider it to be like a tooth massage. So go ahead and do that too.
I will basically ask for proof of vaccination. I want to see your ID. I will match it to your records, and then I will hug you.
No, Ryan, we are all triple jab socialists at this place, brother.
Triple jab socialists. Speaking of socialists, let's bring in our guests.
Oh, yeah. Been a while.
We might have to have an oh yeah off. Like who has the most impressive oh yeah?
I think that's you trying to usurp me. I did. I was the OG yeah.
We're just talking right over them. Shh. I think Todd is reading and cracking a beer at the same time.
Quesadilla is
that's right, Ryan.
Open. He's comparing the editions.
They're different.
What is up?
Yeah, they're different.
It is. Remember, we did find a difference
this week.
Wait, what was that, Kay?
I said I get to say Raffo this week because they're different.
That's read and find out.
Double.
Read the hard one and find out.
Do you remember, guys? Todd, you were there. I know for sure. I don't know if Kay and Josh were. When Tom gets reunited with the boys, and he's like, "Hey, Rand, give me that my harp." In one edition, he says, "Well, at least you could have kept it tuned up." And in the other edition, it said, well, at least you weren't fool enough to try to tune it.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
I want to say I remember that. I feel like it's familiar.
I mean,
Sounds familiar.
that's as extreme as like King James Bible versus the new abridged Bible.
Crazy.
Yeah,
according to Tom.
The new abridged Bible?
Yeah.
I got the crib notes for the Bible. It's yeah.
No, there's the unabridged Bible, which is the OG, and then the abridged Bible, which is like the footnotes to the Bible.
It looks like there's a lot of wars, and then people just make a lot of laws.
Guys, you see what happens without? Let me just say, this is what happens without Josh.
Yeah,
but don't fear, everyone. Josh is coming. Josh is coming to bring that. Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. He'll
Rest assured, our little beanie baby head, Josh is on his way. Oh,
Ryan. By the way, let me while we're waiting for Josh,
let's all touch the orb.
Let's all touch the orb. Let's all glow and look at the Saudi guy in the middle is like all in. He's got both hands like, yes. My hands were very cold. The guys on the edge, the guy on the on Ryan's side is just kind of doing the fingertip touch.
You know,
what is Melania doing?
Want to be a part of it?
Is Melania alive? Is that's a cyborg? Anyways,
Melania,
that's the wax figure. I think.
30 degrees to the left.
That is the wax figure. Yeah. They just carried around to Saudi Arabia. And it was the little known secret. It was so hot when they transported her, she started melting.
But guys, keep that up. That
Keep
is
Keep it up.
You know what? Yeah. We normally don't associate diversity surrounding Trump, but gosh, that's a pretty eclectic group right there.
That is yes, but he's not looking at any of them though.
They could use more women.
God, look at that fucking face, dude. Look at
use more.
All right, no, right. Tell you right.
He's like, where's the cameras? Where's the cameras?
Like, going out
so
a rabbit
let
hole.
me give a recap of last week, and we have a friend who I think is still in chat, who's the Wotaholic Aussie, and on our Discord channel we have a Poetry of Time server.
Oh wait, first off, I didn't see that, but let's go back. This is amazing. We have to. Is this Cheech Marin on the left?
Definitely without a mustache.
I am 100% sure
Sure is.
that is Cheech Marin.
I can see that. All right, so Wotaholic Aussie has been writing poetry in our server for a bit. Let me recap our last episode by reading the Wotaholic Aussie poetry from last week. Is that cool, guys?
Perfect.
Yes, please.
Oh man, sit back.
This is something epic and beautiful. You're gonna want to see.
This was chapters 27 through 29, and it goes: Perrin gets cut and crushes a cup. Fael sews him up and comforts the pup. RJ brings loss and grief to the page. Quesadai and Mistress Dovie sharing the stage. Todd lurks in chat to share in the feel. Dana Lou kept Josh on an even keel. So like and subscribe to The Way of the Leaf. The breadth and depth are beyond belief.
Fantastic.
All right, so that is
What? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Like when we first heard that, which was not that long ago. That was amazing. Well, when
Is this so? I mean, like, let me get this straight. So I'm old and confused easily.
Rosha,
oh my God.
Wait, what? No fanfare? You just actually it's actually really appropriate. I'm trying to make a fucking point and you just interrupt me. Yeah, that's an appropriate entrance.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Ryan,
Doug.
by the way, it's the new international version, not the abridged version.
Okay.
NIV.
Thank
Dr.
No, Ryan's
Dr.
Bible has pictures for some reason.
All right, so yeah,
NIV,
blessing.
like Black Sabbath, NIB.
Is this the original? Is this BB with a new name? Is that what I'm looking at?
That's what it felt like to me. I was like, wait.
Is it? Because as you're reading this, Glenn said, "Hey, Ben has the rights to the best shit," and I'm like, "Okay, are we? I don't want to out anybody.
Yeah, no, we'll stick with a lot of Holocausty right now.
We're all good. Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Loving it all.
Could
Loving it all.
Well, welcome, guys. The gang's all back together. You guys want to jam? You guys want to play? I don't know. I wrote a song.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Let's rock this.
What?
Let's get
It
some
is
assurances.
BB. All right, that's BB. All right, thank you, BB.
Cutie pie.
You
we
got
love
sick of me calling him BB. He's like, my name is whatever.
So, do you guys want to just jump into this? Is there anything we got to cover, Ryan?
Well, any life stuff you want to talk about? Anyone have anything you're watching that was really you want to recommend to the world?
I want to recommend this chat to the world because
Yes.
they're pretty fucking
There you go.
amazing, and
Yeah.
I just I don't normally look at chat at all during the show, but like this is like super amazing. And,
Yeah, BB Net and who?
it's
Yeah.
very flattering, and we're
It's
very,
really.
very share all your
it's
hellos
really-
and love you all. Anyways, just wanted to say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all they should be watching.
All right.
All this should be reading, yeah.
And can someone verify whether or not super chats are on or not? This is not a suggestion. We don't know because we don't know. We try to fix it, and it might be fixed, it might not. We don't know. Let me know.
That
All right.
wasn't a pander at all.
No pandering allowed.
It was a ponder.
Don't test it.
It was a ponder, not a pander.
If it actually happened, if it's just, I don't know.
All right. See, it's not on. Mother effer.
So yeah,
All right.
like I've got my phone right here. It's not on my phone.
All right, no, save your money for JordanCon and
save it for JordanCon, man.
And feed your put food in your family.
We
you can't-
small life update. We went to Cumberland Island in Georgia and saw the wild horses on the beach.
What?
It was super cool.
Ooh,
I
did
think
you
it's
take-
So
probably
are they small horses?
no, they're giant. They're like
Did you take
Mustangs.
video?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well,
You know what, Josh? So I went. My family and I went
Very
to
cool.
the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and part of the allure there was that there was a large herd of wild horses that were on the beach. They're not really on the beach. They're just like in people's yards eating their grass. I mean, you could just see
These were
that.
full on like on the beach in the dunes,
Nice.
like chilling. Yeah, it was cool.
Wow, see, that's what I wanted.
They're not like, I imagine them just like white and spotted beautifulness, like galloping across the beach.
No
That's
galloping.
Yeah.
Were they surfing?
They're more like
With
scarred and dirty.
Yeah. Like
wild
horse
horses.
like horse dingoes.
But they're
Like
not
horse
running.
dingoes.
When you saw none of them running or frolicking like happily. Did they look happy?
They look happy. Of course they look happy. Yeah.
Okay,
How many
good.
did you see? How many were there?
Yeah.
There were about 10 on the beach, like nearby where we were. But I think
Oh,
there's
that's
several hundred
awesome.
on the island.
Oh. I think we
That's
know
awesome.
where we're going with wild horses or something.
Were any of them shaggy and brown?
No, they were all short hairs, the ones that we were by. But
Okay, well it's not a good time then, I guess.
There, the island of Santa Cruz,
What?
actually in the Channel Islands,
mhm.
right by Santa Barbara, it was uninhabited, and it had a herd of wild horses that were brought over by the Spanish when they were there, and they eradicated them. They took them away and put them on a somewhere on a ranch or something, because they were quote in non-native species.
Right.
They were the character of that island,
That
were these horses, and yet, since they were quote unquote non-native, they got ousted by the U.S. government, not by California.
Right.
Fuckers.
Wow.
we're such
anyways.
assholes. Yeah.
Yeah, total assholes.
So maybe we do need to actually pay tribute to a horse that we know and love
Oh,
so well.
are we talking about the Fantabulous, our favorite hero horse of all time,
That's the one.
Bella?
Yes. Finally, a metal Bella.
Yeah. Oh, that one, right?
Yes, that was
I've been
thanks-
waiting for that.
Courtesy of Iris Fibers, my good friend Iris Fiber. Yes, Bella! He gave me the best metal ever. Yeah, that was an original track for our community.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's Metalocalypse,
So
baby.
epic.
Hey, we take requests. What genre of music do you want to add to Bella?
Metalocalypse. Well, let's
See what
jump
I
into
do.
this if we can, Ryan. It's
Yeah.
already been 20 minutes or so.
Yeah,
that's
let's
right.
get
We gotta-
going.
We gotta talk
We have,
about this.
what? We're doing something else?
I know. We got a book club, baby.
Oh.
All
Okay.
right,
mean,
so chapter what? Right.
Mhm. I mean, it's questionable why people really come for this.
Well,
Is it our amazing, brilliant analysis, or is it this?
Or is it,
It's all up for debate.
beautiful.
I'm trying. I'm here for the book.
Hey,
I can talk to you guys anytime.
Oh, I wish you were this funny when we talk on the phone.
Oh,
gosh.
Yikes.
Oh, it's all- Hey, Josh is back.
it's getting personal.
Let's
Getting
get going.
personal.
I felt
You
that.
can't keep that.
Let's get
Yeah.
going on Wheel of Time shit then, yeah?
It's a both and.
Felt humor. I like that. Felt humor.
That's
I totally felt that.
Felt and felt.
Alan.
nice.
Smell
So
some film.
let's jump into chapter 30. It's called Beyond the Oak. It is right after where Perrin breaks down. He is now all cried out. And there was a song with, I think it was Lisa or, fuck. It was, now I'm all cried out over you. All cried out over you. It may have been not Shaka Khan. I think it was Lisa. Anyways, it was like,
And the Cult of
yeah,
Personality
late
Jam?
80s kind of like someone broke up with you kind of. It was on Love Songs on the Coast.
Was that Lisa
Radio.
and the Cult of Personality Jam?
The Cult
Dan, I
No,
started
no,
the timer. It's been 47 seconds since we were supposed to start the chapter, and you completely derailed us again.
Wow.
So and parents all cried out.
Josh is
Come on.
And, Josh, the stage is yours.
So Fael's wet t-shirt contest from Parents' Tears is happening. No, everyone's
yeah.
averted their eyes respectfully. He's
Oh, no,
completely
they have not.
he balled
surprised
into her
Robert Jordan didn't
bosom.
write that.
Yeah.
Winner, yeah,
You-
never mind.
yeah. How many, I can't tell you how many timers he's put on me. PR.
All right, so he's fine. He rubs his face. He's like, okay, everyone's gone. It's just Fael. Everyone respectfully left. Who knows how long he was crying? Probably a long time. He had a lot of, family.
Like two. You count them on two hands.
Well, like,
Yeah.
good solid 2 hours per person, per family member, plus like 2 hours per grief stage per family member, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, not even. No, it's
Wow.
like at best 6 minutes per family member because he
I
had
know.
like.
Poor guy.
Let's
I
say
know.
it's just, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I know.
it's ridiculous. I know. It's more like 30 seconds. Totally.
We finally he kind of dishes the plan. He's like, "All right, yeah, you're right. I'm not gonna shoo you away. Here's the plan. I need to get Master Luhan and his wife free if I can." Quote, and Matt's mother and sisters, I promised him I would look after them and do what I can about the Trollocs. She's like, all right, cool. I'm your ride or die. He's like, all right, fine. That's cool. He goes in. He's like, all right, first thing I got to do is find Tam and Abel. I got to find them. And Master Avir comes in and is like, there is an ogier in my kitchen. What do you think about that?
Right.
He's like,
Hey,
Marin's freaking out.
Dovie, let's call attention real quick. Mistress Dovie's starting a pre-JCon hangout and watch live on Discord. So she's starting a Discord chat. If you guys want to all hang out and chat it up and watch at the same time, that's super fun. Great idea. We are fully behind that. And I'm stoked. Shitesy, ask and you shall receive. This person asked about iPhones and tagging people, and 5 people like answered. I was so stoked. This is the best chat in YouTube.
Well, you know what, guys? Let's have a drinking obligation. It seems that Bran Alvear right now is the drug dealer of choice in the Two Rivers. He's dishing out shots. He gave Marin a double tot. He gave Perrin a half cup when he normally gets a fingerful. So you know
That's
what?
right.
He doesn't normally get a fingerful. Man usually gets a fingerful.
A fingerful. So to you,
He's the
Bran, for
adult.
being so generous with your brandy, you stingy man. So, there was they're like, okay, go into the kitchen. Everyone's hanging in the kitchen. The Iola in the kitchen. Loyal's sitting on the floor but leaning against, like, his arms on the kitchen table, like a man would just be sitting at a table. Yeah. And Perrin's like, so there's actually one more drinking obligation, since everyone is people are meeting up, perhaps, is that any time that there's something particularly that I find funny, like, that just kind of makes me laugh. So the idea is, so here it is, quote, and this is between Mistress Alvear and Loyal, and they're freaking each other out. Every time she looks at him, his ears twitch, and she jumps because of it and all this shit. So it says, quote, his tufted ears twitched nervously whenever she looked at him, and she gave a little jump every time they did, then shook her head, the thick graying braids swaying vigorously. Given a few hours, they may send each other to the bed with the shakes. I thought that was funny. So, guys, if anyone wants to drink with me.
Yeah, I will totally.
Yep.
Cheers.
That works for me, is what I'm going to say. Cheers.
Guys, I'm live on Discord and on the show. Hey, I'm showing my face on Discord. You want to see what I look like? I'm on Discord.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Loyal is Loyal says this. I've actually kind of adopted this into my vernacular. He says, "I'm sorry to hear your loss, Perrin. I share your grief," and I don't use it flippantly, but it I have used that phrase since, and it's I think it's, you know, sometimes you don't really know what to say, and I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say you've offered to sing to someone's apple tree.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what am I missing here? You're like, I've used it in my real life. I'm like, oh my god. All right, well, that's a good question. What is the song that Loyal would sing to the apple tree?
Oh,
Like right now, like what's your guess?
Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone? Little 1920s ditty, maybe.
there you go.
That's a good question.
I like the 1920s thing. I often picture Loyal in a 1920s like type situation. I don't know why.
All right, I like this.
It's like
My
a
heart
little-
will go on.
We'll go on.
Near, far.
Awesome.
Nice.
Very cool.
So
So how do you do
parents
this?
like,
I don't know.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, it's good. I had a weird question, so it's not relevant.
No,
Ask
please. I love
Ask
weird
it away.
questions.
Those are the best questions.
Nope, it was not, because it was just like, oh, how do I get onto Discord? That was it. No link is, so that's all. It was not a good question, like I said.
Okay.
Moving
So
on.
Parent is like, all right, guys, I'm staying. You guys don't have to stay. Who's with me? Yeah, but you should probably leave. Us two river folk are fucking you guys up.
Mhm.
Parent. And I love this. He's pretty much like, yeah. Who's staying? Loyal says, here or there, it is the same fight. I think the book can wait. Perhaps I'll have a chapter about you. It says, I'm staying.
Solid.
Gall said,
Are you a
I
blood?
said I would. What's that?
Go ahead.
He owes him a blood
Gall
debt.
said-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he says,
Sorry.
I said I would come with you. Gall put in without being asked. I did not mean until the journey grew hard. I owe you blood debt.
What?
Grew hard?
Journey grew
Fuck.
hard.
Jesus.
All right, you're right, yeah.
Dude.
Maybe Loyal would sing "Let It Be."
Yes.
Nice one.
Nice.
I like that.
Okay.
I think that's spot on. I agree with you.
You know what? I would try to sing it, but I hear the Beatles are like the absolute worst with copyright.
yeah, sure.
You hum 3 notes in that resemble any song, and your shit gets dropped.
We're not talking about copyright. We're talking about the best.
By the way, Mother Mary, come to me. Is that a drinking obligation?
Yes. Yep.
A mother saying come to me?
All right, no, we got a small little party brewing up in Discord. If you want to join the video chat. Behind the scenes.
Fuck, I'll join.
Tell people how.
How? Well, it's in Discord, and then you find it, and you'll see a couple actual names, kind of like sitting there underneath the spoiler-free chat. It's called. Anyways.
Okay,
Cool.
got it. Getting there.
Yeah. But you got to get in there and then mute it, though. I'm like mute as fuck, but I'm live here. I'm mute on Discord. They can just see me. They can't hear me.
Oh.
But
They can hear you. Just in the show.
beautiful. Little Josh, I love you. I miss you. I thought if we were live at that moment, if we were in the same room, I would have fucking squeezed your weenus.
You would have Will Smith.
Oh yeah, you would have squeezed my
Squeeze
I would
weenus,
have squeezed your weenus.
and I would have been like, ah.
The last time a
here-
grown adult punched me in the arm was when I squeezed his weenus for the first time, and it was like 1 year into our relationship, and he just turned and punched me
Too
in the
soon,
arm.
Ryan.
And I was
Too
like,
soon, Ryan,
wait,
too
did you
soon."
punch me? I haven't been punched in like 20 years.
Oh my goodness.
Just 1 year in, man. It's too soon.
I was like,
It's too
Squeezing
soon, Ryan.
weenies.
I think, no, not weenies, weenus.
Weenus.
The weenus, it's in the elbow. It's like the most, like, there's no nerve endings on your weenus. I thought it's the most inoffensive place to touch someone. You can't even feel it. And he's like,
Ryan,
fuck.
that is
He's like,
amongst the most intimate.
he was like, fuck that. Boom! And punched me in the arm. And then we and then we played a show that night, I think, or something like that. It was great.
All right, so they're off to the old sick house. The old sick house, not the new sick house, the old sick house. Can we
The
talk
old
just a
sick
tiny
house.
bit can we talk a second about having a sick house about a mile away from the village? Is this like for plague victims? Is that what?
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on? Why is it so far away and so remote?
Don't want them polluting the stream.
They're polluting the stream. Stay away from our wine spring.
Yep.
You sick motherfucker.
Stay away from the wine spring. Tainted. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, this is pretty funny. There's some Chris Rock jokes going on, and someone asked if it's too soon to joke about it. Brother Dan has made maybe 20 to 30 memes about the Chris Rock.
Not 20 to 30, but I've made so many memes.
They're good.
Yeah. Stay tuned to this channel. We will present the memes in a video form.
I think we're gonna do a little thing tomorrow and hopefully get it out to you by the end of the
He took it in stride.
Oh man, he took
Not
it.
every day you get smacked on live television.
And there's a moment when he's like, I could, and then he said, and then you can see him say, nope, don't go there. And I think the comedian in him would have ripped him a new asshole for an hour straight. He could have taken him down and like tore him up as a comedian if it's like his show and his stage. But he's like, I could, and then he looked at and he's like, nope, I gotta keep going, be professional.
He's like, yep, but show must go on. He continued the monologue.
Yeah. But he
could have award. Yeah.
Dude didn't even touch his cheek.
No, he never touched his face once.
He was a man. And I mean, how way the leaf was this? I mean, just imagine if he had thrown up Duke as he walked up, there would have been a melee. It would have been like there would have been so many people in suits rushing the stage to separate these people.
I think it's really telling that he laughed. His immediate response was laughter, like heartfelt laughter, and then he's like, "Oh shit, you're not happy? Well, let me fucking." And I think that is the most primitive mindset. I think that those dynamics are so goddamn god awful, ridiculous, and I think shame on both of them. You know what? A comedian's job is to put you in your place. A comedian's job is to make you sit with your own.
No.
That's their job.
Comedy does have claws. Comedy has barbs. It does sting.
It's supposed to be paralyzing. Ryan's right. It should be paralyzing.
But you're allowed to voice your displeasure. You're allowed to walk out. You're not allowed to walk up and slap a man.
No, never.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So Josh. Yeah, so like if I just talked about Josh's weenus and not talked about it, his punch would have been completely unacceptable. But the fact that I touched his weenus and violated his personal space, he can punch me all he wants.
Right. So how was that? Ryan, was it a firm punch? Was it like? Whoa,
oh yeah, it was like it reminded me of like middle school. He punched me like right in the chest. Yeah. So
I haven't had my weenus touched since middle school.
He was not proud of himself. It was a low moment in our lives, but like we got over it.
All right. So imagine instead if Will Smith had stood up, said, "Fuck you, keep my wife's mouth out your fucking mouth," threw down his chair, took his wife's hand, and walked off and said, "FedEx me the award if I win," and just walked the fuck off. Ooh. How awesome would that have been?
That would have been hella awesome.
Pacifist. I mean, so kudos. So cheers to Chris Rock for not fucking.
For not fucking
hands. For not throwing hands. He was in his right to swing back.
He followed the way of the leaf.
He fully and completely did, but I do believe he was contractually obligated to. And that moment he was like, he just said, I could, and then he stopped himself. There's a lot going on. She's publicly admitted to like affairs and shit. Like she's a weird person, and like he could have just gone. He could have gone so many places, and I watched him. Yeah, of course.
Wasn't it actually the way of the Rock?
The way of the Rock.
Way of the Rock.
Yes.
Well, imagine
That's what the show's called
let's say The Rock. Would Will Smith have walked up and slapped The Rock? Or if Amy Schumer had made that joke, would he have walked up and slapped Amy Schumer? I mean,
That
That's
would
a good point, yeah.
for sure.
to what point do you defend your wife's honor to that degree where you're slapping a performer doing a thing on stage?
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
There you go.
It is unheard of. I mean, Chris Rock has taken on
these chapters.
this
are
guy's
so different.
made the craziest jokes about everyone. There's no celebrity Chris Rock will not just take down with his humor.
Yeah.
And like he's never probably felt the fear of someone walking up and attacking him on stage.
That was a long walk too, I gotta say. I
was
like
It was like 8 steps.
Bring us back to the fucking books a moment ago, and then
I mean, he didn't give him a warning that he was going to get attacked. If he would like man code is you walk up and man code would have been you walked up with your fist up and be like, "You fuck you, man, let's
said,
go."
I'm about to hit you.
Yeah, I want you want some of this, you want some of this, but to just have your hands down in your pocket and then just like slap.
Well, and
It
I
was
mean,
crazy.
and the final weirdness to me is that he just went back to his seat right in the front row, right in front where he just sat there and won an award 15 minutes later. He should have been escorted off the property. What we saw was an assault.
Fucking straight up assault. And then he was like later on partying.
Escorted off of the fucking property.
He's like a Hollywood Putin. Everyone's afraid of him. Just wielding power. Like a despot. Like a Hollywood despot. I'm gonna take you down. Slap!
Didn't you
Slap! Sorry.
Wait, Ryan, what did 5 fingers say to the face?
Slap! With my stubby arms, I'm literally hitting my own face to do the joke. Slap!
I would have preferred the peppermint patty. I'll give you 5 reasons to shut your fucking mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like the 90s.
Peppermint.
80s, I think.
Yeah, I think too.
That should always still Charlie Brown, right?
Super retro. Love it. You know, everything comes back around in style someday, so.
All right. No, guys, we're not on schedule because I have not put up the chapter. There it is, chapter 30.
We're on chapter 30.
yeah.
Well, we can. I mean, let's just buzz through this chapter. There's nothing. There's not really anything interesting happening.
No, you're wrong.
Well, so they're on their way to. They're like, all right, we're off to the old sick house. Boom. They run into Senbui. Senbui puts in his place.
CB.
There is a drinking obligation for Senbui because this line here, quote, Sen mouthed the word Ogier silent and blinking. All right, now, so like, everyone do that. Everyone make your eyes wide, blink, and mouth the word Ogier. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. So
Wait, why are we drinking to that though? Is he like taking in the? Is he taking in the ass? What is like? I don't get why.
No. Whenever someone is shocked so much that they mutter things or repeatedly say a word, is something like. I tried to embody this stuff, and I tried to do like. Made my eyes blink as I said Ogier, mouthed it silently, and it's not realistic. So we got to do it. It makes a point, but it certainly isn't realistic.
Yeah.
I mean, an old man going. You guys saw it, right? You saw Ogier.
Right.
Yeah, totally. Your mouth formed.
I mean,
there is
Brother Dan, you're so method. I'm just worried you're going to be able to come back and be your true self. Come back to your true self. I know you get into character.
Listen, hey, I'm not.
No, hey, break it.
Oh, no.
nice.
Who wants to talk about Baron?
There is.
I want to talk about Baron.
There is, well, yeah.
Verily.
There's a story of a brown named Baron.
So this is why I bring up Senbui, is because Marin mentions that the White Cloaks have come to the inn and taken some books, and not only that, they've we're ruffling under mattresses and looking in wardrobes, fucking shit up.
Found his Playboy collection.
Quote, hunting for more blasphemous writings, they said, as if anyone would hide a book.
It sounds like my life before I went into the FBI Witness Protection Program.
Well,
yeah, go on.
They're you can't have any of these books, right?
No, just constantly, coming home and just finding everything rifled through, my mattresses ripped up, constantly being harassed. Yeah, I'm free of that now.
Well, I love this line, though. It says, hunting for more, quote, blasphemous writings, they said, as if anyone would hide a book. We do see within this last century, fascism. I mean, even now to a certain degree, we have books being banned from schools. The fact that you have to hide books is foreign to Marin Alvear. She's like, what? Who would hide a book?
Yeah, there should
Isn't that just because they don't have that many books?
Yeah, they only have a couple dozen, I think.
I mean, if you have 12 books, none of them are probably hiding worthy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was one shelf.
Only had 12
Unless you got the anarchist cookbook next to the Bible.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
I don't know.
That is we're going back. This is a callback to one of Josh's first episodes when he was asking about books in the Two Rivers.
Right.
You didn't think there was very many books at all? And we were
I was wondering how did they learn how to read since they don't go to fucking school, but they all seem to have been educated to some degree or another.
So
and they all seem to have read.
There's
20
books.
Go
ahead, Kay.
Yeah, Kay,
go ahead. Books in the...
I'm so sorry. I interrupted you, Josh.
No.
No.
Well, I was just I'm wondering, the 12 books, if you only have 12 books, why wouldn't you covet them like they're the last thing on earth?
You would covet them, probably. I'm just saying they're not probably likely to be the kind of books that get banned. They're probably the Farmer's Almanac. I mean, Perrin described books.
Yeah, you're right.
Perrin described books as being toilet paper.
Yeah, Tobacco Farmer's Almanac.
Brian, that's really good. So, do we think that the travels of Jane Farstrider has any political implications within his writing?
What books did they grab and say this is blasphemous and lecture Bran about? What could they possibly think is blasphemous if they're just?
I would guess stuff that is about
anything.
Okay.
Or anything dealing with Aes Sedai.
Oh, Aes Sedai, yeah. Or the Old Tongue. Yeah. Maybe.
Is it anything that even acknowledges magic is blasphemous to them? Is it the Florida Don't Say Gay law?
Yeah, maybe
pretty
that's
much.
it.
Yep.
It's hey, this is critical race right here. See it?
What?
Hey, child Jordan. Do you see this? Yeah, I see it, child. So she said Senbui in his place. She's like, this is women's circle, bitch. Do not you want a piece of women's circle stuff? You want a piece of women's circle stuff? And he's like, no. I'm sorry. Women's circle biz. I understand.
He's so smart. Yeah, smart man.
Yeah.
But you want me to push you off a cliff like I did Egwene?
Yeah.
Say that one more time, Dad. I didn't hear you.
I said, do you want me to push you off the cliff like I did Egwene?
Yeah.
Cute.
Or just shove sour tasting foods in your mouth and hold you down.
Yeah, Dace Conger just violently
because you're too frail to fight her off.
Every day for the next year, it says.
I know.
Gross.
No wonder Sen's a fucking cranky asshole.
Force
And she
foul
brings
tasting
up-
concoctions down his
Yeah,
throat.
let's all
you know what,
let's
Ryan?
all rethink Sen for that bullshit.
That
He's
we
got-
may have. That might be a drinking obligation.
Let's do it.
If we
Yeah.
force foul
That's
tasting concoctions.
I mean, depending on your diet, semen can be very sour tasting.
Oh, all right, I'm gonna drink.
I mean, these are.
Fine.
It has to
And
be
to
said.
our
Poor man. Poor, pitiful man.
I'll drink to you
I
guys. Yeah.
I like it though, man. She's great. You know, she brings it down to Simbui's wife. It's like she'll have you sleeping in the barn, eating what the cows eat. If you don't, if you fuck with the encircled.
What was that?
And that was the thing. He was like, "Oh, I still need that puss." Like, all right, I'll keep my mouth shut.
All right.
I like her. I like her.
He said,
She
"No
knows
need
how
to
to-
get nasty, Marin."
I know. No need to get nasty, Marin, said Butter. You want me to keep quiet? I'll keep quiet. The women's circler, no, you're risking bringing the children down on all of us.
And he has a point. This is the man that the children are looking for.
But listen to
Sin
the
doesn't give a fuck about her.
Oh,
Hey,
I-
real quick, guys. BR, I don't
that's a
chug
good
and
point.
tell. Sorry.
yeah.
Chug? Chug
Just
what?
lucky and sassy and right. Exactly.
I was say
mean-
swap
Okay.
and tell is more like what Ryan's doing over
I'm
there.
responding to this right here.
Oh, so much chugging.
I don't chug and tell. I'm sorry.
Oh, so
I was
much.
trying to like get it
much.
under the radar, but
Some people have beer bellies. Ryan has a seed belly.
I'm working on it.
You
Fuck
have
you,
to
Dan.
know when to rein them short.
God, how dare you tell them I'm my
All
seed
the
belly?
women replied, absurd.
Oh, this is a good. Yeah, read that line. That's a great line.
Thank you, Tadori.
You're welcome.
You have to know when to rein them short, the older woman replied absently. And when there's nothing to do but give them their head.
Drink,
All right.
Oh,
drink.
Letting
Drink.
them have their way when it is important. Yeah. Let's drink. Definitely.
Yep.
Give them their head.
Give them their head.
I had to figure out.
Give them their head. Yeah. God damn it. Why didn't I underline that? Dang it.
And then
If you had,
Gosh.
you give yourself, you figure out your own head situation. Okay?
and then
That's what that's about. Letting them have their way when it's, when it isn't important makes it easier to check them when it is.
boom.
right, and then
I mean,
later
is that-
on,
so
like
is that wise? Is that good advice? I mean, because I actually circled right here where it says, "Parent leapt in hastily. Fael certainly did not need any advice of this sort." That was actually my other funny drinking obligation. I liked how he's like, "She doesn't need that."
Oh yeah.
Hey.
She's well trained enough.
PR, you motherfucker.
yeah,
So funny.
you're hit. I mean, they're his bands.
So funny.
Yeah, why isn't it his bands instead of husbands? Why isn't it his bands? That's
We'll never know.
These are the questions
it
we
was
ask
has
here
been.
on the way of
It's
belief.
not
Once
hers
you got
bands.
married, you
This
just
is all the
you
things
became
we
a
get
husband.
you give a has been.
All right, so Marin's like, meet me at the split oak in the forest. Perrin knows it well. It is a virtual fork sitting there. It looks like it was split by lightning, but it is growing well.
Don't we
regardless.
get the other side of the advice too? Like in a chapter.
That's
it's
coming
like-
up, Josh. Broshua. That's coming up. brother.
Yeah. Where Abel's like, here's how you
Raffo,
handle
Josh.
a woman. Yeah. So they go in and suddenly boom. There's Perrin's like, it smells like birds. It smells like whatever. It smells like man. Boom. 2 warders pop out. They're arrows. They're like ready to just shoot arrows into all of them. Marin's like, chill.
Chill, my babies.
These are my friends.
Chill, my baby.
The guy says,
Conan
quote,
O'Brien line.
"And Ogier, I yield a yellow-eyed man, the one who the white cloaks seek, of course, and a fierce young woman with a knife. You keep weird company, more or less. A strange group, Mistress Alvier." But the warder kind of says, "All right, let me go check. Let me go see if this is cool," and he leaves. One warder's still sitting there waiting to kill him. Apparently, these Aes Sedai were at Watch Hill for some reason. We learned later they were scouting for women who can channel.
I mean, that's what they say, but Marin is suspect, right?
This is where Baron comes in. We're on 31 years now.
No, Marin Alvier.
I still think Varen is suspect too, with her obsession over the passage.
Well, I have a lot to. Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna get into Varen talk.
Are we on? We're still finishing.
We're pretty much finished this chapter. I mean, they're just kind of waiting around to see.
I do love Perrin's statement here. They're Aes Sedai, and they're Aes Sedai.
And they're Aes Sedai, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up. Maybe take a break, Dan. What are you feeling? And then let's or no break. Just plow through.
Well, we will take a break. We only got through 1 of 3 chapters, so let's get through half of this chapter here, Ryan. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Fantastic.
we're not going to get through all 3.
All right. Well, my bladder's saying I gotta go.
All right.
I'll be back.
Take a step. All right. So there, let's jump to chapter 31. It's called Assurances. It has the Sublime Sun tattoo emblem, and he's like, the warder comes back. We hear the order's names. There was Ivan and Tomas. Tomas was the one who was hanging out. Ivan comes back and said, "All right, come on back." They go to the sick house, the old sick house, mind you, not the new sick house, the old sick house. So, who do you think's hanging out in the new sick house? I mean, what is it, like a psychiatric house? I'm still kind of tied up on the sick house a little bit. I mean, if you guys have an opinion, let me know. But Jesus,
You know what? I would love to. I actually need to. I feel like I need more information about the sick house.
Yeah.
This is
where there's a wisdom who gives them herbs and just sends them back to their house.
I mean, it sounds more like a guru than a.
This is it's the place.
Mental health or physical, Western medicine, I suppose, is what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like Western medicine, or like, is that what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I'm wondering if it's an asylum, though, kind of. Go ahead, Todd.
Well, yeah, it's a place where they send people where they don't know what to do with them. Like, they don't know what's ailing them at this point, and I don't know.
So you think it's like all
it's like,
let's say autistic, let's say anyone with a mental health or physical disability where they can't function in society or be a member. Maybe you're weak in some way, and so then
maybe it's a male. Maybe it's male that can channel, and they don't want to deal with them. Maybe they're sent there. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
That are going.
I read it just as hospital or clinic.
So we know of a wisdom. Do we know of nurses, or is this just like a wisdom's house?
I was imagining that if the Sorry, okay, go ahead.
No, I just said we don't have any knowledge of nurses. right? Like, or I mean, we have,
Right.
but the closest thing we have is like people like 90s who can, you know, the heal really well, and then I said who can also heal.
I was
Well, this is
imagining
what we
it-
know, though. I'll go for it. Shit.
Go ahead, Todd.
Sorry.
That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's quarantine. Yeah, and it's run down. It's a place that they don't use anymore. So, they got
Josh, what were you
better
saying?
at dealing with
I was going to
people.
say I read it kind of like either the wisdom isn't available or there isn't a wisdom, so this is where people get sent, right? When there's no one who has knowledge about what the fuck's going on.
So mostly about just like quarantine, as
Quarantine, illness,
like
whatever it is, yeah.
Mhm, okay.
Leprosy. No.
Okay, that clarifies that. So once that implies that once they're free of illness, then they return to society as a functioning member, as a contributing member in some way.
Or do they return?
Or do they return, or do they die?
Dun,
Yeah,
dun.
I mean,
That's the thing about quarantine. If you say quarantine, that does imply that you're quarantined for a certain amount of time. Yes, until death
Until
or
death.
returning. So I don't feel like we have enough information still. Let's circle back to that. Honestly,
It's
like
a mystery.
right now, to me, it is.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reno. Yeah, perfect.
Sitting on a book on a chair, and so I just like was sorry.
So there are two Aes Sedai hanging out in this sick house. Varen and Alana. We've met Varen. Perrin knows Varen. And in fact, Riley says, Riley with a W, says that, yeah, Perrin and I are old friends. Alana, he only knows from name, and it was something that Egwin had said that she doesn't. It says what he remembers is, quote, some Aes Sedai who shouldn't know about Rand showed too much interest in him. Elida, for instance, and Alana Mosvani. I don't think I trust either of him. Perhaps it would be best to be guided by Egwin until he found out different. End quote. So these, and there's warders. We learned that one of them lost a warder.
she's a green, right, Alana?
Alana.
And
Yeah,
so she
Alana.
has, until recently, she had at least two warders. She felt one of them die and was killed
That was
by
an intense,
Whitecliffs.
yeah, that was an intense scene. Describing how she felt, all of that, until he died because of their bond. And that was intense for me to read. So, anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to feel you dying, Kay.
Like,
I don't want to feel my own death, and I don't want to feel yours.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it says,
if
quote,
I have nausea, I don't want to feel any of you die.
Well, this is a good question.
Agreed.
BR is asking, was this appropriately shown in this show? Readers? JTK?
Appropriately show?
With Stefan?
Yeah,
Are we talking about Stefan?
I'm imagining.
Okay. As much as I didn't like that episode because I felt it was unnecessary and too much time was spent on it.
I don't
I loved
remember.
it. That was my favorite episode.
Maybe this was like a little bit captivating in that way because it did remind me of that. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Yeah.
As much
So,
as
yeah,
that is
yeah.
difficult for me to say.
It was effective.
I'm still trying to follow what shown appropriately in the show.
Yeah.
The water bond.
Death
Oh, the bond.
or
Yeah.
the
Like,
death.
That was
Yeah,
the other
it's
way
like-
around.
What it's like
Right.
to feel your partner of the bond dying.
Mhm.
Either way, like, I guess, back and forth.
I mean,
so it
does it-
says here,
Does it affect the Aes Sedai as much? I don't know.
They probably didn't show that part.
In the show.
Not yet. Maybe season 2.
The children
I saw the
caught-
water.
oh,
The stepping thing for season 2, maybe. You know, like we're in what number book is this?
I do love this, like,
Four.
yeah, the notion of like them accidentally breeding, channeling out of the human population, basically by killing off all the men.
Get there.
they use the term culling.
Hmm
Are we there? Wow.
The
Yeah.
He says,
Like the next
yeah.
page.
women who can channel don't bear children. Men who can channel get
I
called.
got it. Yeah, you're right.
And there's even a reference to a plan by the White Aja. It says, quote, even if we could
A
find
breeding
women
plan.
willing to bear children by gentle men, there's no guarantee the children would be able to channel or would be girls.
I don't know. Sounds like an excuse to not have kids. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll drink to that.
Well, but this does indicate that the Aes Sedai believe that this is a genetic component. That this
Right.
is passed on through genes, that this is something that you get from your parents or grandparents as opposed to otherwise.
Well, do they believe that, or are they? I mean, it sounds like they don't know still. I mean, the way that Parent says it, there's no guarantee.
It does sound. I agree with
That
you,
can be, I don't know how the genetics combine, or that could mean we still don't understand.
It says year by year
Pretty
we
much,
find
yeah.
fewer and fewer girls who can be taught to channel. Shirian believes we may have spent the last 3,000 years culling the ability out of humankind by gentling every man who could channel we find. The proof of it, she says,
Thanks
is
a lot,
how
Red
very
Roger.
few men we do find.
Yeah.
And she gets cut off. Why even 100 years ago the records say there were 2 or 3 a year, and 500 years, and Alana Harumph.
I still want to know how many there would be 500 years ago, though.
Yeah. But regardless, they do believe that this is genetic.
Well, couldn't it be that there are male channelers on the Dark One's side? I mean, but beyond the Forsaken.
like maybe that's what all. I mean, I don't. Yeah, maybe that's like a big part of the Forsaken.
I mean, I imagine one day we're gonna meet.
Behind it, maybe that's like they're all the Forsaken are tapping into
Right.
that.
I imagine one day we're gonna meet male channelers on the dark side.
Mhm.
I don't know
Or like-
how
or-
extensive that will be, but I imagine.
Or
that's
like
coming.
dark
Yeah, I
friends
feel like
that could
so.
channel,
Not dark friends, but actual like
but
I don't know what you want to call them, like warlocks of
Well,
the dark side, male Aes Sedais that are warlocks as opposed to
that are like all hidden away from the red Aja kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like wherever the
That
dark
sounds like
friends
a
live out in
accurate-
Shao Ghul, like I
Yeah.
imagine
like
there's
the
like
oh, I know what it is. It's the Dreadlords. We haven't really met any Dreadlords yet, right? Aren't there Dreadlords like still?
there are dreadlords.
We have heard that term, yeah.
Dreadlords.
What do you mean by that? You mean that Dreadlords is the name for all the male Aes Sedai that can't?
Jeet!
Nice, Diljit.
Yes!
I don't know.
So
I don't know
so,
much about
Dreadlords
Dreadlords yet.
So to your point, then, so the
They're in
White
hiding.
Tower
You
is
can't find them
concerned that
because
they're
all in hiding together, and they escape.
Oh, yeah, so where are the Dreadlords hiding? Danelin is asking.
okay.
I don't know.
I imagine Shao Ghul.
The opposite,
mean-
the White Tower, the Black Tower.
Yeah, the Black
And
Tower.
Then some of, I think then perhaps some of the like the Black Aja that are infiltrating the White Tower are possibly
right.
this power then as well, right? Wouldn't that, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Is there like a
That's a good-
city at Shao Ghul? Do we know? I mean, we don't know, but
That's what I can't wait to find out. I can't wait to get to Shao Ghul.
Maybe that's the Black
I've
Tower.
heard it's lovely this time of year.
some of it.
I can't wait to get to Shuggle. That's like I can't wait to get to the Hades. I
imagine it's like Mordor, right? Like we're gonna get to Shao Ghul and it's gonna be like fucking Mordor. Like
It's gonna
there's
be
gonna be some
flames
pit
and
in the ground and like fucking a city teeming with like Trollocs.
Golem's gonna be there. Fucking.
Metallica like playing on the fucking.
You're getting a all caps rap.
James Hetfield's like,
Okay,
yeah.
we're on to something in this.
Yeah. Whatever.
Whenever chat says Rappo, we know we hit some little.
We hit a nerve.
A gold vein in the metaphorical gold vein in the novel.
I love it. It makes
Can't
me
wait.
we almost eat. Okay, very excited.
Super.
So
Super
Alana and Varen start healing the boys, or everyone actually. Alana has Perrin's head in her hand, and she says,
Oh,
"quote
this is interesting. Yeah.
I will never understand why the Amaryllis let you three go your own way. Elida has been having fits over you three, and she is not the only one, just the most vehement. With the seals weakening and the last battle coming, the last thing we need is 3 TAVERN running around loose. I would have tied a string to each of you, even bonded you. He tried to pull back, but she tightened her grip and smiled. I'm not so lost to custom yet as to bond a man against his will. Not quite yet." And then later, a drinking obligation, she fingered the half-healed cut.
All right.
Dude, Perrin's like shitty as short clothes right there, dude. He's like,
Shitty as short clothes. Oh my god.
Perrin's like, oh fuck.
Oh my god. I want that on a shirt.
Seriously,
Shitty as short clothes.
shirt now.
All close.
Dude.
Small
The
clothes.
short
think
clothes
of
are getting longer.
Short clothes, dude.
like this is an 80s movie and you like a bully's picking on a kid and he's like, what did you shit your short clothes?
Sad.
As he's pushing him against the locker.
So let me
felt for Perrin
emphasize
in
the
this
line
moment,
here,
dude.
actually,
Yeah.
though.
Brother Dad's he's not going.
Right, you know, you were just like, "Can we take a break?" And then,
You're right.
so I'm
I
trying.
got a second. I peed and I got a second wind.
Okay, good.
There you go. There you go.
You intellectual property?
I did. I peed it.
Beauty, dude.
He says, I'm not so lost to custom yet as to bond a man against his will. Not quite yet. What do we understand about the bonding of a warder to an Aes Sedai? This suggests that it may not always be consensual?
It does
Right.
that way from this, right?
Could not be. Not that it may not be.
It could.
I mean, the custom is that it would be done consensually, right?
Yes.
I am not so lost to custom.
Right.
Yes. That
Yeah.
was a good. I was just going to say that line, Josh. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I think we all have that one highlighted.
And then she says, "Not quite yet. Not quite yet." Right after that, Lana.
Do
She's
we
kind of
think
ready.
a parent's going to become a warder?
Lana's thinking about it for sure.
I
think it's more likely that Tom becomes the warder, like Kay and Todd's theory is.
Okay.
Tom Maryland?
Tom Maryland, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's most likely to become a warder.
He
Right.
surprises me a little bit in this, also in just his like lack of knowledge. I was a little bit like, what?
Aaron or Tom?
Tom.
Tam.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Tam. Or you were speaking of Tom.
Yeah, he mentioned Tom, but yeah, you're
Sorry.
talking about like how Tam. Yeah, that's later.
Different.
Oh yeah, it's coming up.
Anyway, though, yeah.
So what is it?
Cam's
What is
able?
it that Varen meant when she said, "I thought that this must be how they were coming"? Varen murmured half to herself. string allegation. Moiraine did say that they were using the waves. Sooner or later, that is going to present us with a real problem.
Oh yeah.
Perrin wondered what she thought that was.
Mm-hmm.
And so did I, and as did I.
Yeah.
What's the real problem?
Well, they move vast amounts of people in quick amounts of time.
Oh, that's a great point.
That is a good.
Perrin would be a very emo warder, smelling and feeling the Ace of Ice feelings.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
wow.
Shoegaze warder.
He would know she's on her monthly before you
Shoegaze.
saw her.
That's adorable. I want him to be my warder.
Yeah. Amazing.
I mean, it's
On
cute.
her
that
monthly.
That was the
On her
thing
monthly,
brought
I
up,
said that.
You know,
Yikes.
Yikes.
yeah, that was the one. That was the one thing I was thinking too. That would be.
I know, right? What would you...
About having someone that
So-
can smell you, your every thought, whimsy, anything.
Someone's like, "Oh, Land's pretty grumpy. Maureen must be on her period."
You're right.
Yep.
And
feels
Perrin's
it
like,
too.
yeah, I smelled that
Any
coming.
guilt. Don't fuck with her
All right,
right
come
now.
on.
So, do the Damani do facial scarification?
Oh yeah, that's mentioned right.
The Domani?
Oh yes, with the cheek thing, right?
A
Like
beauty mark.
Yeah, Fael took Alana's place beside Perrin and stroked a finger across his cheek, along the
No.
scar beneath his eye. A beauty mark, she said, smiling slightly. A what? Oh, just something Damani women do.
Whoa.
It was just an idle comment. She underplays it so much that it makes me think that she actually was just doing exactly kind of like he felt like she was kind of making fun of him, but
Isn't she emasculating him a little bit?
yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Good on her.
Which I mean, I really like Fael right now. Like in general, I just grown to like her.
Yeah, you're a Fael stan.
What?
Faelistan?
A Fael stan, or you're like, you love
Sure,
love
yes.
somebody? Yeah.
I'm
You're a
that.
stan. Yeah, you're a Fael stan. Or a Fael
But I
fan.
think, yeah, she was just kind of joking with Perrin, I think. Because Perrin, you know, after
I know,
the
it's been a
healing,
while.
or Alana's like, you know, this is going to be a scar. And then Perrin's like, I don't need to be pretty.
And she's like, who said?
And Fael's like, ooh, it's a beauty mark. She's like, I feel like she was like did this kind of thing. Like rubbed her, you know, like thumb against his.
You are actually pretty,
You
Perrin,
are
even with
Yeah.
your scar.
The beauty
It's a beauty mark.
Yeah.
She's like making eye
So
contact.
she's totally talking shit, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey,
Or,
this is,
I don't know.
and like terrorizing her situation. Is that a word?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, every word you say is a word.
Well, yes.
Whether or not it's in a dictionary.
But it's not the word because the bird. The bird is the word. Bird.
Bop, 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 bop. Yeah.
All right, so Tam and Abel walk in.
Oh, man.
Hi guys, I brought rabbits.
Damn.
Right?
Tam.
Dude,
right?
Tamil Thor.
Dinner.
Yeah, Michael Jackson enters with like bursts of smoke and light, and like maybe his hair is on fire. Tam walks in with some fucking rabbits.
Well, every time
And he's
Michael
got some
Jackson walks,
cider.
like it lights up when he stabs, which is cool. It's cool, but it's hard to like sneak up on someone.
Yeah. That good thing he's a long range arrow weapon.
He's a sniper.
All right, let's move on.
He's a smooth criminal.
Dude,
The smoothest.
so pumped to see Tam again, man. I'm
yeah.
pumped to be reunited with Tamil Thor. Tamil Thor.
So yeah, they are in communication, but they don't hang out.
The super dads are here.
Super dads are here. Yay. Yay.
I don't know if
They,
I don't know if Abel qualifies as a super dad.
He's like a half.
show,
Like
show Abel, no way.
Zaddy Tan. That's amazing.
Zaddy Tam.
You want some rabbit?
I killed
Some
4.
dead rabbit?
Pulls it out of a hat by the ears.
Here, take all our rabbits.
Oh no. Todd and Tam sitting in a tree.
Hey,
The first
I
thing
love
they
I
think
have
of
a
is
man
they're
crush
like,
on Tam
hey,
Thor.
how's
do.
Rand? How's Matt? Are they with you? He's like, no, just me. Matt's Dyson and scoring with the ladies. And you know what? Rand is wearing a fancy coat and scoring with the ladies. So they're all getting laid. And they're like, that's
He's
my
got
boy.
a pretty golden-haired woman on his arm. Yep.
That's my boy. Yeah. Hey. Makes my dick hard just thinking about it. Sounds like my Matt. Abel chuckled. So Karen's like, hey, it's suddenly very crowded and stuffy in here. Can I talk to you guys outside? Boom, they go outside. And the men just start like, grizzling Perrin about his beard and shit. They're like, says, quote, responding to Abel's query as to whether that thing was any good for straining soup, he rubbed his beard and said mildly, Fael likes it. Tam's like, oh, you whip boy, ha! That's the girl.
That's
Abel starts off, the only way to handle that one or that sort. So just for that line right there.
What is happening? This whole fucking scene is so troublesome.
You gotta handle it. Right.
you gotta manhandle that sort.
You gotta handle it.
Oh, Abel.
Fucking gender roles in these stories. Yeah.
Robert Jordan had some fun with this.
But
bro.
the advice is the same. He realizes that it's the same thing that more or less that Mistress Alvear said to Fael. Let them think that they're in charge, but then take control when you need to.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Totally. Yeah.
They think they've each been individually withholding sex from the other person, but it's the other person withholding sex from them, and it's just like a power struggle that they're both failing at, and they're getting more and more and more irritable.
The tension building.
Tam mentions that Alana let slip that you're TAVERN, all 3 of you. I said I can't lie. And Perrin's like, well, I don't see it in me or Matt. And Tam Althor's like, huh, you didn't say Rand.
Right.
This is what I was talking about the other show. Like, he just like lies so casually through this chapter, like multiple times. There's this thing too. He says,
and he. Oh yeah.
There was just no way to come out and tell Tam the sun could channel that Rand was the dragon reborn. How could he tell a man something like that?
So he's admitting that he's a bad liar. He's got to learn how to lie better.
Right, but do you think that
like,
this is Perrin's story to tell? I mean, so let's think about the implications of someone being the Dragon Reborn. Is this something that, I mean, God, I don't know if I would if I was Perrin.
That is the complication for sure.
Yeah, would you? I mean, would you guys tell Rand's dad that, oh, by the way, Rand just conquered Tyr. He has Aiel surrounding him. He is off to conquer the world. He is the Dragon Reborn, and he is going to be our Messiah or whatever. I mean, right?
Yeah, he's kind of.
How do you do that?
He's trying not to spoil it.
Yeah, spoilers, baby.
He basically feels like what you and Ryan and Dan feel probably
like
talking to us.
Raffo. He's like Raffo, bitches.
I don't.
He's like, Tam, Raffo, bitch, Raffo.
RTFB.
That's a good one, right?
I mean, I find it a little problematic because
Raffo, dude.
following on the back of there's Aes Sedai and there's Aes Sedai and his criticism of their withholding of information, it just feels really
He's walking on razor's edge.
in line with his values.
Well,
Like-
he says this has nothing to do with being TAVERN. He says here, quote, none of that has anything to do with being TAVERN. Loyal is a friend, and he came with me. Gal is a friend too, I suppose. He's there for his own reasons. He's there more or less up until just hours ago. He was there to turn himself in and hang.
But he knows that Tam and Abel made their way to the White Tower and tried to find out what happened to their sons. Here he is with the information, and he decides to not tell them to their fucking face. I'm sorry, that's weak as fuck. That's weak.
So what should he say? All right, so Abel.
It's complicated. No.
Not complicated. You fucking tell the man about his son.
The Horn of Valyr. I just came back from a war in Someone and Rand was up in the sky and he was fighting what looked like to be the Dark One. I'm not really sure. I was running with wolves, so I was a little busy at the time. Now, this is all stuff that isn't in Perrin's nature to share any of this shit, you know?
I mean, that you might say that's accurate, that's not in his nature, but when you look at Tam Althor and you see the man that he is, and you know the bond that he has with the son, and you know that his impact on the world, you should tell Tam Althor that
I would tell him. I would not hold it back.
Yeah, so much. Yeah, this is the Three's Company aspect of Robert Jordan sometimes, when like fucking characters just don't say that what's happening behind that door is not sex, it's just a massage. Right? Like just fucking admit. Like, that's what's happening. He just won't tell him what's happening. So much could have snowballed forward in a positive way. Tam's fucking badass. What if he just fucking said, what? Then we have the adventures of Tam Althor.
The adventures of Tam. I would love it.
It becomes Taken with Tam Althor saying, I have a set of skills you don't know about.
Well, and I thought that Tam and Abel probably had a cool adventure, but it turns out they just shut up on a boat on the way home, like as soon as they got there, with a whole lot of money.
Dude, Perrin's timing it though, man. He's timing it. He's gonna tell Tam eventually, I think. But that point was not the right time. And Perrin read the room. He fucking read the room, and he was like, now's not the time fucking me to tell Tam this.
All right, so okay, well, here's a good question.
I don't know.
Is he gonna tell Tam before the end of this book? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I think it'll be on this adventure that they're on, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good. So let's broaden that question and make it more specific at the same time. Will Tam find out what?
Josh is getting an all caps message right now. This man is yelling at you. BR is yelling at you, Josh.
Yeah, that is.
That is screaming right now.
Wrong.
Give the
motherfucker some slack.
I think Perrin's done grieving. Dude has the emotional depth of a fucking water fountain. I mean,
yes.
Kiddie pool depth of emotion here. I think the dude's done. But I hear you, BR.
He's becoming too much wolf. He's becoming too much wolf. Is that what?
Yeah, wolf's.
Did you say that word 5 times? I love how. What is he?
He's becoming too much wolf.
Come on, wolf.
Come on.
Wolf.
Or wolf.
Wolf.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Pronounce this. Wolf.
Wolf.
You can say wolf. That's all right.
I had a friend named Rolf.
Ralph.
What?
Wolf. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, your guys are rules.
Fucking friend named Roll.
You know, it's nice because they're assholes. You can like visualize punching their faces and not feel bad because it's just felt and stuffing.
Speaking about getting punched in the face, Dan, didn't you get punched in the face?
That visual to you.
At some point in the story of this picture?
So, all right. So, actually, this ties both things together, Ryan, because this picture was taken out in front of a Sizzler. So, we were there with my parents. Ryan, do you remember? It was our parents. My dad. So, back in that day, you didn't have the fancy
salad
buzzers. You didn't have the fancy buzzers like that says.
No.
They had a
first come
PA
first serve policy
that was like. Party of four, party of four. And you would like run up and you go, "Did you say Daniel?" And they go, No, not Daniel. I said Wolfgang. So our dad would always say Wolfgang because Wolfgang came over through the PA pretty clearly. But he never said Wolfgang.
Woof.
So anyways, sorry, just to pick on Todori.
So anyways, we went, we got seated. It was a party of 5. We sat down. I went for the all-you-can-eat salad, right? So I went to
what are the 3? Bar. There's steak, there's seafood, there's salad, right? You went for the salad.
Surf, turf, salad.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. Let's move on. Can we? I really like these chapters.
Oh my God, I'm going to remove you. Go on, Brother Dan.
So I got a salad with blue cheese dressing, right? This blue cheese was like ranch. So I complained to the chef. The chef said, "All right, why don't you come back into the kitchen?" Once I got back into the kitchen, like 7 chefs, they're all wearing these big tall hats and they had knives. They grabbed me, they bound me up, they threw me into the freezer kitchen, the freezer. It was like 33 degrees. So I'm sitting there, I'm freezing my arms.
If you had nipples, they'd be really hard.
They would be super hard. And then I ended up somewhere I come in to get some mayonnaise from the thing. I kicked him. I broke free. I used his teeth to saw off my my band. And I climbed up. There's like little ladders. So I climbed up to the roof. 6 chefs came out with like cutlery. They had hibachi knives and forks. And they started all going like they were chopping things, but they were saying they were going to chop me.
No,
so
okay.
At that time, a helicopter flew by with a ladder dangling down. I jumped onto the ladder. I was hanging down. I said, "Fuck you, chefs!" I go up, and then my hand slipped. I hit 4 or 5 branches.
Okay.
Tree.
Still doing puppetry.
I landed right here, and a drone came by and took a picture of me as I landed.
Yeah, and then like this is right before like your near-death experience. You almost died from this, Brother Dan.
No, I actually did die for like a bit.
You, Danielu.
I was dead. In fact, Ryan.
Welcome back to The Way of the Leaf. This is the LeafCast, your first-time reader show. We're here for you. Only you. If you're alone in your room, there's no one else but you. All 5 of us. It's a 5 a trois. You and us. All right.
Look deep into my eyes.
All right. Yeah, seriously. Are we on 32 yet? No, we're on 31. Getting to 32.
The best part of 31.
Mm-hmm. The best part. So, Perrin is hanging out with Tam and Abel outside of the old sick house. They're talking Fael. They're talking man stuff. They're like, "Look at that beard." Ha 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 ha. Mentions that that Perrin is. They heard that all 3 of them are TAVERN. They're like, "Wow, that's weird." And then suddenly there's a raven that pops up. And both Tam and Abel shoot that motherfucker right from the sky. Pshoom. Deadeye. In fact, Tam hits it right in the head. What do you know? Tam's the best.
Of course, yep.
They mentioned that there is gonna be some economic difficulties. Apparently, wool is a major export of the two rivers. It says, quote, between White Cloaks and Trollocs, I doubt we'll see any merchants after our wool this year. This is a drag, but the two rivers are who they are. We also hear about Slayer. Says that some, quote, some fool has gone crazy over it. Maybe more than one. We found all sorts of dead animals, rabbits, deer, foxes, even a bear killed and left to rot. Most not even skin. It's a man or men, not Trollocs. I found boot prints, a big man, but too small for a Trolloc. Shame and a waste. Perrin instantly recognizes that's Slayer. He's like, Slayer's in my dreams, and he's here. That's fucked. But he's like, I got
the band Slayer, like, oh shit, Slayer.
Yeah, it's like Dave Mustaine shows up.
What are we all thinking about this at this point? Any thoughts?
I'm still trying to figure out who's Slayer. I'm not around it, really.
Okay, what do you think, Josh? What are you thinking
You hear
about
that?
this?
Mm-hmm.
No, you cut off a little bit.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Slayer and who he is and just what he is. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's somehow connected to possibly the heroes of the Horn, or like some other kind of mythical figure like that who...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that he went into the tower of Genji makes me wonder too, like if he's somehow connected to the aliens, to the Elfin and the Elfin, or just a dark friend, or
or something.
Can they
outside
control
of
who
something
can
we
see
haven't
them and can't?
yet.
Come on, fuck.
Or he's something that we haven't
Not yet.
been revealed, or just haven't. He's outside of everything, outside of even the wolf or the lizard. And
I mean, is he insane? Like, why does he take the lives of these animals?
I don't know.
So we've seen him in this dreamland, and we see evidence, or at least we hear evidence that a parent associates with him in the real world. It says Slayer here, and not just in the wolf dream. Slayer and Trollocs. The man in the dream had seemed familiar.
I mean, could it be... which also he felt about the woman who is the hero of the Horn, which is what kind of led me down that path.
Good point.
Okay.
Also, the fact that the ravens are with him, right? He killed one of the hawks, presumably, and then the ravens took down the other one. And then we know there's a connection between the dark side and the ravens, which also seems to imply there's a connection between Slayer and the dark side, but...
Okay. Right on.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, interesting.
Because he took down the ravens? Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you
Oh,
are.
I was just a clarifying question. You know he's a dark friend because he took down the ravens?
No, he killed... Well, Perrin saw someone shoot an arrow at a hawk, and then the second hawk got consumed basically by a group of ravens that flew up from the same place the arrow did.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was saying, I assume that
That
Slayer and the ravens are connected in some way. or that's the implication that Perrin.
That's what it seems. It seems like RJ is implying that.
I didn't
he
actually put
knows.
that together. So thank you.
So that raven that was shot out by Tam and Abel was one of Slayer's ravens?
Could be.
Okay.
Or could be just one
Possibly.
connected to the Trollocs and the Myrddraal that are in the area. It's hard to say.
Well, we've talked about the crows reporting back, right? Like,
Right.
I think Perrin asked, like, do they have to report back? And the answer was, yeah, they have to report back. Are they reporting back to this guy? Is this guy in charge of them, or is it like how?
Ooh, good question.
Is he akin to the mirror? I mean, like, yeah, interesting, right? Like,
Does he feed on lives, souls? Like why
ale
kill
fame?
these animals?
Oh yeah,
And why do
and
it? And he
that's
does it
the
in the
price.
dream world and the real world, right? So he kills them in the real world, goes to the dream world, kills them to consume their soul. I don't know. I mean, because we know that if the wolves die in the wolf dream, they're die forever, right?
yeah,
Right. Is there a bear dream and rabbit dreams?
Well, we do see. What did we see? The cockroaches and rats and other stuff in the TAR.
okay, Taylor Radriel.
The TAR.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Are you down with the OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Are you gonna give it an acronym? No. Shit. Sorry. Go on, brother Dan.
They started talking about the White Cloak camp. It's like
Yeah,
how many
Tam's-
people? They're like, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, he's just got all the logistics, of course. Tamotor?
It's like about 700 or 800 people.
You know.
And in fact, Abel got shot with an arrow trying to check it out, and the Aes Sedai healed him, apparently. But it is heavily fortified. They're up on Watch Hill. But Perrin's like, I promised Matt. It says, quote, I promised Matt I looked after Bodhi and Eldrin. Master Cawthon, how hard will it be to get them and the others free? They're like, that's going to be pretty fucking hard. They're like, everyone's scared. And Perrin is like kind of talking shit. Perrin's like, I thought better of Two Rivers folk than that. Because it said they're, quote, uneasy about helping people the White Cloaks are chasing. And Abel presents it pretty well. He says, Abel managed a weak smile. Most people feel caught between two millstones, Perrin. They're just hoping they aren't ground to flour between White Cloaks and Trollocs. Perrin's like, I'm going to go take a look at this camp tomorrow. We're going to go take a look at this camp. And he says, quote, a warder once told me Trollocs call the IL waste the dying ground. I mean to make them give that name to the Two Rivers.
Yes.
Fucking
And then
metal.
Perrin himself, drinking obligation. Perrin himself said, quote, his face felt carved from rock. Let's go. Hey.
Metal! Bella!
Yeah, that song is carved from rock.
Totally. Hard rock.
The way of the
Hard
rock.
grizzly rock.
Yes. Metal Bella.
And then it jumps
So metal.
to Dane Bornhall. Is there any other thing that we wanted to talk about before we jump into Dane's point of view?
Before we go into there, let's go to the chat. Danley says, yeah, I was there for Glenn Bowie. The birth of Glenn Bowie. Mistress Dovie said, where did that come from? It came from our show.
Yeah, it was Glenn Bowie.
We dubbed him Glenn Bowie. I don't know if it was either Brother Dan or I, but
Glenn
check
Bowie.
the annals. Ooh, whoa.
Trademark.
Whoa.
Glenn Bowie.
Love it.
Amazing. Oh yeah, I'm just a Bella stan. Who isn't?
I'm just a Bella stan.
Who doesn't
and
like
everywhere I stand?
If you're shaggy and brown, it's all good on my part. A
Oh.
coat, a coat,
Alcoholic
a dog.
awesome.
A Monza Venus.
Bella is the Rudy of horses. It's like you don't. She's like the second stringer, but she comes through in the end all the time, right?
She always comes
Right?
through.
Right.
Drink.
All right. So Dane Bornholm,
DB.
he's hanging out Watch Hill. He's got nice orderly tents. He sees the inn, the White Boar, it's called in Watch Hill, the only place with a tile roof, true to form for the two rivers. Only one tile roof per village.
That's right, buddy.
But he's got stuff on his mind. About half mile away, he sees that the Tinkers seem to be packing up. He's like, "Hey, child so-and-so, child Farron." He's like, tell the Seeker if he's leaving, he can only go south. And this time, no boots and fists. You got it? Says, quote, "And Farron, there's no need for boots or fists. Yes, words will suffice. This Rain has ears." We met Rain earlier. This is the same caravan that Perrin and Egwin had run
We're
into.
traveling with.
Oh, yeah.
He's walking around. He starts thinking about his prisoners rather. He knows that the Two Rivers has an Aes Sedai. They killed the warder. They found his shape-shifting cloak, and they're like, "Motherfucker, they got warders." So, and warders are the worst to white cloaks. They're like, "All right, so these people are just bad." And the prisoners there, they have a bunch of them. They've been pretty calm with them, even though Fire would have just put him to the question. You know how it is. But he's getting a little impatient because he is there for a specific personal reason as well. Although he's been sent there from the Lord Captain Commander, he is there looking for Perrin Ibarra.
Oh,
Yeah, the PA. He wants a PA.
So let's. Jesus, this is so funny. So let's
Albert?
talk about Dane Born. Let's talk about DB.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Let's talk about Dane
Talk
Born.
about DB.
Let's talk about all the things that white cloaks and.
you and me.
All right, so
Oh,
does
he
a water
wants-
cloak actually? If a water is amongst white cloaks, is his cloak turning white?
This is just turn white.
Totally.
Okay, thank you.
I'm imagining without the warder, the cloak is just like freaking out. It's just like an octopus trying to blend into.
Yeah.
But has no idea. Just keep shifting.
I'd imagine the water cloak would just be on a screensaver, just going through different colors.
It's like, what should I be?
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah.
Would you like this? Would you like this one? No.
And they're like, "All right, let's move it." And they're like, "Hold on, it's about to hit the corner."
It'll be like those.
No, I missed. It was close, but it didn't.
It'll be like that pixelated lines that just kind of move around
Yeah.
the screen slowly.
The little squares. That
What are we doing?
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
Am I gonna hit the corner?
Nope, you're not going to.
No. Bong, bong.
It's very close.
Very close.
My pockets of my
I can't get this out of my head now.
What are
Okay.
we talking about?
We have to focus,
when the water
motherfuckers.
puts its
Focus.
cloak in it.
Yeah.
What is the cloak doing?
No, I wasn't actually asking.
Mother, well, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, it was rhetorical. Yeah.
Okay. Oh no.
This is the way of the leaf.
This is
The wheeze of the leaf.
The ways of the leaf. The ways of the leaf.
Jump off the
ways of the week.
Go throw the inhaler into the garage. Like,
All right, so there was
The puppets are-
skirmishes. Dane Bornhold's own party was attacked. Bong,
All right.
just a face. Bong, 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 bong.
Okay.
Yep. And in fact, there was a like their other party. There was another party that was sent out with Ordeath, and guess what? They were attacked by Trollocs in the south, and 2 dudes died. And it was, guess what? It was the exact 2 dudes who Bornhold said, watch Ordeath. It's becoming quite the coincidence. This has happened before. Child Jolin and Child Gomanis. It says Bornhold drew off his steel back gauntlet slowly. The 2 he had sent off to accompany Ordeath to see what he did on his foray south. He's like, bring Ordeath here. Bring his scrawny bones here now. And Ordeath does show up. There's an interesting... So as soon as he walks in, he's like, yes, hi, yeah. He gets smacked. Quote, he got Will Smith.
he Chris Rocked.
Bornhold Will Smith him across the face with his gauntlets.
Brother Dan, that's a meme.
What?
Rocked him with the gauntlet.
Wait, what are gauntlets? Yeah, what are gauntlets?
Metal
So
gloves.
gauntlets are the steel gloves.
That's what I thought.
So
Okay.
they are hitting someone with like a bike chain.
It's also a great video game in the 80s.
Gauntlet is the best
Oh,
video game. in the 80s. Hey Ryan,
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
Ryan needs food badly. Ryan is about to die.
Ryan needs weed. Ryan needs weed badly.
yes, he does. Yes, he does. Indeed.
Where you had to shoot the pile of bones because all these ghosts kept coming out of it. Oh, it's so good.
Totally.
A little bit.
So what do we make of Ordeath? Here's an interesting. It says, "quote The Lugarder accent was gone, replaced by a grander, more commanding tone. Bornhold preferred the taunting Lugander voice to the slightly oily, barely veiled contempt in this one. What is up with Ordeath?
I mean, he's been doing this for a long time.
He's possessed.
All right,
Yeah,
wait,
dude's
Kay,
got
Kay?
two.
Was that song Kay? I'm sorry. Sing
I
it again.
said Ordeath is an evil motherfucker.
Who is he?
Yes,
And
he's a.
he's kind of fame.
All right.
Well, it
right.
says right after this, when we get
Totally.
to his point of view, it says the man who called himself Ordeath, even sometimes thought of himself as Ordeath, slunk through the tents of the children of the light. Is he when he slips from a Lugander accent to this other more commanding type of speech? What is going on? I mean, is this kind of a schizophrenic type thing, or is this actual
possession?
Dr. Brother Dan. That's
Or is he so good? Is he so bad at accents it just all turns out to be one? Like he just can't.
I mean, or is he acting?
No.
Like I can't do accents. I end up just sounding like Spanish. Every accent I try to do, Russian turns Spanish. I do. I know it's amazing. I just stopped doing it because it sounds horrible. Anyways.
Ryan, can you do your Putin?
Oh no! Can we not? I'd rather not.
Sí, me gusta.
No, really? yeah. Death to. Go on.
Muerte.
Yeah. Move on.
All right.
Lovely.
It's too late for that, Dan.
So you know my theory. I think Mordeth and Padan Fane are one being, and that we're hearing Padan Fane and Mordeth's voices, never commingling, but always in battlement with one another. And we can see here that the Gray Men were sent to kill him, and that
this
he's
is a good part,
captured and is torturing a fucking Fade. Tells us that he has rejected, or at least turned his back on the dark side, and is now being hunted rather than the hunter. And we saw this already with him, like, right, Padan Fane kind of got turned into a hound for the Dark One, chasing Rand, got infected by Mordeth in the city whose fucking name I can never remember. Not Shadar Logoth, but Shal Ghul. Oh wait, no. Which one's which? Shadar Logoth is.
Shadar Logoth was the
where Matt. Yeah. Shadar. He got infected by Mordeth and Shadar Logoth, and then now he's like mutated into this kind of hybrid being, kind of like what happened with Matt and the dagger, where part of his personality has essentially been erased and like filled with this other being, essentially.
All right. Well, where does his run-in with Machin Shin play into this?
Machin Shin spits him out because he doesn't have a soul.
Machin Shin spits
like we already took it.
We've already talked about that.
Okay.
I really, and I like that.
old news, man.
Josh is like,
Hey, I'm
inferior, just like it's old news, right? But
guys.
Hours is not stuff we know. I can't keep track.
We do know that he got spit out by Machin Shin.
I just
I have
want
lots of theories, and I don't know what the theory is. What's like what we figured out.
Yeah. We just gotta remind the new viewers where we're at.
Yeah, that's it. No,
Kay
there's so much. There's so many things going on.
K Slice and I think Senbui is a Dragon Reborn. Todd thinks Min is Land Fear. And Josh thinks
No.
Huh? And Josh thinks Lord.
No. Nice.
One final drinking obligation for this chapter is the line, quote, Ordeith shivered with desire.
All right, here we go.
That seems like an orgasm to me.
So, a couple of quick questions.
Wait, there's some. Yeah,
Go ahead.
go Josh. No.
Then you go first.
Ask your question.
Go ahead.
Oh no, there's like two major things that are dropped here in this chapter, I think. But I don't know, maybe like Josh, what was your question though? I'm sorry, I kind of interrupted you.
No, you do your two things that are dropped, and I'll circle back on the questions. I won't listen.
Beautiful.
Well, we jumped ahead. You know, this is coming from Ordeith's point of view at the end of the chapter. I hate to like jump ahead, but we're already kind of talking like this, so like,
just go with it.
But he's talking about how he's lived, he's survived since the Trolloc Wars.
That was going to be my first question, Todd.
Okay, I'll say perfect.
Nailed it.
Okay, and on top of that, he says, that the tower. Okay, first he wants like revenge on Reno. Then the tower for what they had taken from him. And I was like, oh.
The dagger.
This is interesting. And that's right. Oh my gosh. So I didn't even put that together. I was like, what has the tower taken from him?
Yeah, Mordeth has had the dagger taken from him by Matt, and now the tower.
Right. That's right.
There is one further revelation that we do learn in this, and that is about what happened on the Ibar farm. There was.
Good night.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said good night.
Dean, say good night. Good night, Dean.
Good night.
Good night.
When he addresses Ordeeth, he mentions that that essentially that what we had heard that the Trollocs had taken out Perrin's family.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that it was actually Ordeeth. It says, quote,
Yeah. Oh, you're quoted?
he should have restrained himself at the Ibarra farm, but Khan Ibarra had laughed in his face, and Jocelyn had called him a filthy-minded little fool for naming his son Darkfriend. Well, they had learned screaming, burning. In spite of himself, he giggled under his breath.
Yeah,
Tidbits.
Fucking giggle this mother.
So we had
So
heard
my
that
second question was,
Go ahead.
Wow.
the white cloaks were soiled here, but the swords were sharp and obedient, instant and unquestioning. Ornhold thought these men were still his. Pedroniel believed it too. Believed Ordeeth as tame creature. Fools. So, how has Ordeeth chained? What is the word I'm looking for? How has he? What has he done to these white cloaks to bring them under his power? Have they?
What? Okay. I'm sorry. No, I didn't understand the question fully. So continue. I apologize.
What happened to these white cloaks that are Ordeeth's men? Have they been turned to the dark side, or are they under some sort of the term is escaping me again, but like what was happening with the Queen by the Forsaken?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Morgassi with the
Yeah, Morgas. Or like how Moiraine, what Moiraine did to Tom. I'm forgetting the term that we've used now.
Moiraine did to Tom? Oh.
Well, that was one thing we were toying with the idea of when Tom like goes along with the idea of going on the journey to the place he didn't want it. Compulsion. Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Have they been compelled, or have they been turned, or and why? Was there the seed of the Dark One already in them, or did he just find a crack and like lever in there?
Well, it describes it earlier saying, quote, he could smell the other camp that they did not keep their picket lines clean or themselves. Later, it says that...
Dirty.
But those are the ones he's already turned. Those are his soldiers, right?
But they are still white cloaks.
Dirty.
Right,
so
but they follow him rather than their lord. And they don't keep themselves clean anymore.
Correct.
It's like they've been turned to dogs like he had been turned to a dog by the Forsaken.
Well, you read the line there, and although it doesn't use capitals, the sentence reads, the white cloaks were soiled here.
Mm-hmm.
Tainted.
And right before that, it says flies buzzed around his own tent.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, it's a very literal sense that they're dirty, but I just wonder what that is. Have they been turned or compelled, or how did that come about that white cloaks are suddenly following this twisted man?
Well, we know that Dane says that he is using Ordeeth.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Goodbye, Mr. Howley. We just want to say good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Thanks for joining us. Continue your thought.
We know that Dane credits having to follow Ordeeth to his superior. He's like, why would the Lord Captain Commander, blah, 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 make me follow this madman?
Right.
So he's being ordered on high, which is very interesting. It's like, you know, like is he complicit? Is he just following orders, or is he actually gaining? Because obviously Ordith is appealing to his interests, right? Like you already see him like kind of working on Bornhold, like, oh, I'll give you Perrin if you.
Well, not only that, Ryan. To your point, he says, "quote Give me a free hand, and I will give you Perrin Ibarra. This is what Pedro Niles' order require." A free hand from me, and I will place Perrin Ibarra in yours.
I mean, what made me wonder about this, and I guess what directs me to thinking that these were already flawed white cloaks who he somehow found a crack and like levered in there with his darkness is that he doesn't just take over the good quote unquote white cloaks who were assigned to his groups. He has them killed.
Yes. No, and
if he could just take anyone over and like it wasn't a matter of them being flawed or susceptible, then he would just do that to the white cloaks who the commander assigns to him, right? He wouldn't have to have them die coincidentally.
No, you're right about that, but also like Dane Bornholm, is obviously has this kind of like sexual like urge to like that. To kill Perrin, he's like so obsessed with it, it's becoming like a fetishized obsession in a way. So
sexual urge, I might call it.
You know,
I would say that Ordith has more of a sexual urge. So Ordith is like, scourge this land, scourge it, and they will come. And then later it says, he says, I covered over what you did at the Ibarra farm. Scourge them. There was a hint of madness in that grand voice and sweat on Ordith's brow. Flay them, and the three will come. And Bornhold said, covered it over because I had to. There had been no choice. If the truth came out, there would have been more than sullied stairs to contend with. The last thing he needed was open rebellion. But he won't condone the murder of children. So we kind of get confirmation that what Perrin hears is wrong. Perrin hears that no, that was the Trollocs. White Cloaks at the other farms, random map, but the murders was Trolloc. Yeah. And we learned that the murders was actually Ordith.
And did anyone else wonder too if the fact that Trollocs, did Trollocs really slay these two good white cloaks that were along with Ordith, or is that just a story?
What do you guys think? Todd and Kay.
Yeah.
Wait, say that one more time.
Like when Bornhold was out on his missions and the Trollocs attacked him?
No. Like Ordith came back with two companions who Dane Bornhold specifically sent with him to kind of spy on him, and they came back dead. And Dane Bornhold was like, well, this is like the second or third time this has fucking happened.
It says, quote, twice he had sent men with a fellow, and twice they had been the only deaths in a, quote, a skirmish with Trollocs, unquote, that left no wounded to show among the rest. Always to the south, the man was obsessed with Edmundsfield.
So are we thinking this is real Trolloc attacks, or is Ordith just like making it look like Trolloc attacks?
Well, I guess if there's no survivors, are they saying? Was there no survivors?
No trustworthy survivors.
No like trustworthy.
All of Ordith's men survived, but none of Dane's.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Pretty clear.
Played.
The reason I ask is if we so on the one hand, if we take the gray men coming after him and him holding a Myrddraal prisoner to mean that he has rejected the dark side, that he's now the one pulling the strings, then most likely he's also not the one directing the Trollocs. But at first I wondered, maybe he's the one directing the Trollocs.
Well, it
Right?
was Ordeith telling the truth when he said that the gray men were after him?
He does say it
Kinda
even.
set it up, right?
He even
He
says it
"You
to
believe
himself,
they were after
though.
you? He says, "Oh yes, my lord of all, after me."
But he does say it here. He says, everything had been ticking along like a fine clock, even with Bornhold impeding, until this new one appeared with his gray men.
Who's that?
New one meaning the Murdral, I assume, that he has staked down in his tent that he's
Okay.
about to torture.
Yeah.
Right on.
I assume. I mean, I don't know. That's just how I read it. I don't know if
Right on. Yeah.
Hey read it the
In
same
fact,
way. Or,
you know, and this chapter is called Assurances, and the only time we hear that is at the. We don't hear anything. That term isn't used. At the end, it said, Ordeith smiled. It thought him a fool. It would learn. They all would. First, a matter of, shall we say, agreements and accord. As he talked, the Murdral began to sweat. But
I wonder too, Danielu. I'm not sure. It's either Forsaken or it's Slayer.
Oh, I feel like Ordeith is very, very, very powerful, though. You know, like this is
Sure.
something that this is a force that's very different than, you know. I mean, it feels
Yes.
like this could be the dark one. You know, like if it was like the dark one, it feels like that could be the dark one. Like such a shifting, such a drastic shift, and like I'm just going from like a place of knowing behaviors and stuff, and thinking about that and like drastic shift in behavior. And
Yep. Yeah.
of presentation in every way makes me very uneasy about this character and makes me really think this is just just such a powerful person and such a not person but force and something energy
Yeah.
of some kind and anyway so
I
No,
like that.
KK. So is Ordeith a threat to the
Absolutely.
dark power, or is he
no.
an asset to the dark power?
asset to the dark
Okay. All right. So he's in
my-
conjunction. So why would they send a gray man to hurt him?
I mean, it does say this too.
I
mean-
think that he's specifically like I think he's like I said, a horse of a different color. I don't know what that means, but I know that he's different, and I think that means he's more powerful than anybody else. So that feels
okay.
like if you're gonna send somebody like a gray man, which feels like they're disposable at this point in the story, then you know if they're disposable, then you send that's who you send, right? That's who you first send. So like
Nice.
like
Yeah.
try
Yeah.
to use an evil force.
Or
Wait, here's my question though. Here's my question. How does Ordeith know that he can't be killed? That no one can stop him? Like the Dark One, he's saying like he's making some bold claims.
yeah.
here.
So
He's like the Dark One. The Dark One can't kill me. Murdrolls can't kill me. Like, how does he know that? That's what I want to know.
Well, I mean, like, and why are we?
Or is he being played? Or is
Are
he being
we-
played by the Dark One?
Are
He's
we
fucking
trusting
insane.
his? Are we trusting his POV?
No, he's
That's
totally
what I was
nuts.
getting to. Yeah.
He's totally
Okay.
nuts. And he says, even here, which we need to drink to, he was a puppet no longer. Danced about by Murdral and forsaken by the Dark One himself. He pulled the strings
Yeah.
down.
So we
Yeah,
know he has this long
It's board
history.
members. I must take my phone away for a moment.
He was brought by a Forsaken and was distilled. We know all this crazy shit about him. But yeah, like
And he killed one Murdral by stabbing it through the eyes into a door, and he has another Murdral chained up in his tent.
I didn't know
is
Murdrol's
crazy.
sweat.
Well,
Yeah.
That was a
yeah, I
new
mean,
one.
like
There with,
Prince
Ordeith.
Prince Andrew doesn't sweat, but he does.
Hey, you know what? Once you go to war, Ryan, you stop sweating.
Yeah. I have a condition. I am unable to sweat.
I got an overload of
I
adrenaline.
could not have been dancing with this woman and you know, that I'm pictured with my hand on her belly. I could not have been dancing with her because I cannot sweat. Hashtag
You know what?
laughing
That
at
could
puppets.
have been me because I am a sweat hog, Ryan. I'm a sweat hog. And
No, I love
3 weeks from 3 weeks and 3 days. I am going to be sweating on the dance floor.
That's right. The Jordan Con dance hall. Fucking
Story.
Are we reverse engineered fame?
You need to create a dead grandmother that died in Atlanta that you need to go to the funeral April 21st through 24th.
and
All right, so I mean, like, we divulged into like jokes, but I do want to get back into this.
Yeah. So
like,
chapter 32. Let's get through this. It's another parent point of view.
No, I just wanted this question real quick though. Oh no, yeah, we already answered this. He doesn't know. We don't know. All right, go on, Jen.
There is a quick drinking obligation right off the bat for the phrase "hard on the ferret."
Oh yeah.
Gulp.
You guys interpret as you want, but hard on the ferret. I kind of like.
Doing it. Got it.
So parents like, all right, Fail can go, sure, that's fine. Loyal, no, you got to stay. Hey, keep an eye on Alana. She's not gonna come. I need you to keep an eye on her. He's like, all right, I got you, parent. You got it. But he was like, I want to go. I want to go. They leave. They're like off to go check out the white cloak thing. In the meantime,
The white cloak thing.
The white cloak camp. Yeah.
The jamboree.
They leave as they leave.
What kill,
there are
dude?
empty farms all around. Empty farms.
Not good.
Yeah, hardworking folk generally, but nope, their farms are. But they're
Not
abandoned,
good.
but they're not broken. And they're like, huh. As they're going, they're like, hey, has Edmonds Field actually been attacked by the Trollocs? And they're like, no, thank the light, we've just been lucky. And they kind of start talking about actually why the two rivers may not have been attacked. It says, quote, Varen says, perhaps it is a lure. News of continued trouble, news of Trollocs will draw eyes to the two rivers. Andor will surely send soldiers, and perhaps other lands as well, for Trollocs this far south. That is if the children are allowing any news out, of course. I surmise Queen Morgase's guards would be little happier to find so many white cloaks than they would to find Trollocs. War, Abel muttered. What we have is bad enough, but you were talking war.
Interesting.
And we have to drink because, quote, Master Cawthon kept muttering war wonderingly under his breath. Which is
No! God, please, no! No!
That's a weird one. That's
Yeah, we're drinking.
muttering
really
war
upset.
wonderingly under his breath. What, Ryan? Do that. Do mutter war wonderingly under your breath continuously.
War.
I'm gonna buck up and drink.
War.
Whoa. Huh. What is it used for?
War.
Nothing.
Say that again.
Yeah.
War.
Huh.
War.
Good God.
War.
Come on. What is it?
War.
War.
Absolutely nothing.
Can I stop now?
Yep.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it said he kept muttering it. Ryan,
Why?
this is-
I did. No one's even commenting. I did an amazing job. I get a
No,
fucking
I was
Oscar
right
for
there with
war.
you. Ryan, I was right there with you. What do you mean no one commented? I kept on commenting.
These
with you.
motherfuckers.
We were, I think, all commenting, and I think
We'll fix
talked
this in
post. Fix it in post.
nothing, or your Wi-Fi is great.
Fix it in post.
All right, so they're off to the Alcine farm. They're like, all right, that's about halfway. We're going to go kick it out of the Alcine farm, rest the horses, smoke some tobacco. They get there. There's a bunch of boys and kids like up on the roof with arrows, and there's a shitload of people like running around. He's like, wow, that's more than just the Alcines. And it's like, well, no. Quote,
All extended family.
Jack took in his cousin Witt's people because Witt's farm was too close to the Westwood, and Flan Lewin's people after their farm was attacked. White Cloaks drove the Trollocs off before more of his barns were burned, but Flan decided it was time to go. Jack is a good man. There is one like big drinking obligation, and that is seeing his old girlfriend Layla. Okay, so Layla is the name of his wife in the show, right? However, here, quote, I'm going to read the whole fucking paragraph because it's worth it for us to drink to this. Quote, Perrin looked past the stout, smiling woman, then his head whipped back. When he had left the Two Rivers, Layla Dern had been a slim girl who could dance any three boys into the ground. There had been a time where he had dreamed of marrying Layla, and she had returned the feeling somewhat. The truth was she had held on to it longer than he had. Luckily, she was too entranced with her baby and the even wider fellow by her side to pay much attention to him. Perrin recognized the man with her too. Natalie Lewin. So Layla was a Lewin now. Odd. Nat never could dance. Thanking the light for his escape, Perrin looked around for Fayo. All right, so his old girlfriend put on some weight, and he thanked the light for his escape. Fucking Robert Jordan.
That's gross.
You're a savage.
RJ.
Super gross.
You are a savage.
Yeah.
And we will drink to your weird paragraph there.
Oh, RJ.
You're muted, Kay.
Hey, I can't hear you.
Oh, she's got something to say.
I got
Okay.
something to say.
All right, do it.
I was just like, oh, you Todd's like, yeah, she's got something to say. No, I was just like,
Bring it.
well, yeah, fuck you, Robert Jordan, motherfucker, you little bitch. That was not.
It was like Perrin went to his 10-year reunion and was like, oh, Jesus.
This guy right here. This fucking guy.
Con, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
Say it to his face. Say
Remember,
it to his face, Kay.
He's just. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, fans. I'm so sorry.
No, look at that guy.
Great,
Well, and
this
Harry
is Robert Jordan.
pretty fit.
great, Robert.
Well,
I mean, we love him.
Fucking
I mean,
sorry.
this is RJ in his heights. You know, he's like on. He has 3 books written. You know, he's.
And maybe you had a right to. If I'm talking to Robert Jordan, like maybe he had every right to be angry and full of PTSD and full of rage and everything that comes along with trauma and of all types. Because I mean, like we are reading some heavy ass chapters here, and it hits the nerve, honestly. So I'll just say that.
Right, but this doesn't deal with trauma. This is just judging women. This is him saying, "Oh, my girlfriend got fat."
That's where we got off topic here, where you guys, yes, absolutely, yes, that was just judging women, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
But I also know that he was in a different time, and I do think that there's like something to be said for, a variation of just
context.
I hear you. Yeah.
Only the smile and the eyes were the same. He shivered.
Context, but also generations. Generations.
Generational. Yeah. These
Those gaps make a huge difference in the understanding of everything that we're dealing with today and everything that we will always deal with, and that will always be a challenge. And it's not that it's an unaccepted challenge. It's just that it's a challenge that we also need to pay attention to, and and it happens in all different ways, anyways. So
it needs comment. It needs comment. Totally. It needs comment. Yep.
Totally noteworthy.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then he sleazily puts his arm around Fail when she's checking out.
He's like, "Hey, Will."
Guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Hey, just a reminder, we are live on Discord. If you've just been joining us, if you're new to what we're doing right now, if you go to our Discord channel,
close on Discord,
and you want to see what we're doing, you want to see us behind the scenes, we have our cameras on Discord, and
also,
it's fun.
I'll give you a smooch every time I take a drink. So.
That'll happen too. Discord smooches, brother Dan saying hi. Oh, look! Oh,
Discord's looking right at my chin as I talk, and then I look down and say hi, and then I'm like,
hey. Looking at you on Discord is like watching a undercover.
I kind of like this view. Yeah, it's like you're in a diner.
It's weird. Yeah, it's like
or you're a journalist trying to undercover espionage, and you're like,
right.
Anyways.
I'm like, walk.
Camera.
Walk.
Yes.
Walk.
See?
Oh, no. I'm seeing faces I've not seen before. We'll talk after the show. I'll be able to talk to everyone live. So, yeah, join us on Discord. We're going to end this up.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're almost there.
And thank you, and we're sorry.
So, the Alsheens, they have a big meeting. They're like, you can hang out here as long as you want, but you can never leave. No, you can leave when you want, but go to a village. It's not safe. In fact, go to a town. Go leave a farm. This isn't great. But everyone's like, no, we'll do what we want. Thank you. We'll stay around. There is another drinking obligation, guys. So if you take things out of context, I'm just going to read it. Her tongue could flay the hide off a wagon driver. So I will toast our
serious biz.
Our Discord people and you guys.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow.
I wonder where.
I knew a girl like that once, Ryan.
I wonder where Nynaeve got this from. Apparently, it's a Two Rivers thing. Isn't that what she did to the wagon driver when he dropped them off?
Oh, that's right.
She played the hide off him,
right? It was
right?
a bumpy ride.
In a lane.
It was a bumpy ride.
Had the step in.
With her tongue?
Oh, God. Okay.
No.
Okay, so
it's getting dirty.
So I think we talked. Oh, I guess there's a few more things to go, but
it's far too late for this banner. But I'll put this banner up.
Dana Lulu, you're adorable.
Dana Lulu is the best.
Just silliness and loveliness always. Like she's just the wonderfulness. Oh, sorry. Kind of like.
So the all scenes, kind of confront Perrin. They're like, all right, yeah, we know you. Mostly, kinda. But the White Cloaks know your name, and I don't know what the fuck is going on. You, Rand, and Matt. He's like, I don't know what's up with Rand and Matt. Honestly, I don't know why. Myself, I killed some of the White Cloaks. And they're like, wait, guys. All right, on the count of three, I need you to react, all right?
All right.
Quote,
Okay.
myself, I killed some of them.
Wait, what?
Good job, right? All right, one more time.
Do it again.
All right, we're normal.
Do it again.
We're reacting. We're normal and then react.
I don't know why they think Matt and Rand are. Myself, I killed some of them.
Fuck yeah.
All right, take it.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. I like how he always,
Oh, sorry,
this
I
is
had
the
to-
second time
had to
he
shake it
phrased
up.
it as, they killed a friend of mine, and we're going to kill me. And I didn't know what else to do.
Right.
So that's what I do.
he
Referring
loved
to
him.
Hopper as a friend of his is
loved him.
adorable and appropriate.
I got warm feels with that one, for sure.
Yes. Me too.
Where do you feel
It's a
it?
tender moment.
Yeah.
All over my body, right? All
Is
over
it a
my body.
full body or just the dome?
It was full body, deep
Okay.
tissue.
All right, it's like an indica,
What
heavy
do you
indica feel.
Oh, indica.
Varen
Indica.
dropped
It was-
some
Sativa
Say-
indica.
Varen dropped some sage. She's like, the children of the light are very good at one thing, making people who have been neighbors all their lives suspicious of each other.
Yeah, this is good.
Man, just welcome to fascism, right?
All right,
I mean,
I love that, but also
Right?
I think I think we got to get into this before we stop the show. What are we all thinking about Varen right now?
I don't like her.
She's into stories. She wants to hear the stories. I like how she's like always saying with a smile. She's like, I just want to hear the stories.
Wait. What's the last thing we just said about her?
Well,
Can I just recap?
She levels up.
What is the last? I was not paying full attention. What was the last thing you just said about Varen?
She levels up.
So if you're asking what do we think about her up to now, then I mean, where are we?
close to the end.
Okay.
well,
so
yeah, we're at the end. So, in
Yeah,
fact,
she leveled
they
up
said-
with.
I have lots to say about Varen. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Let's talk Varen.
Oh,
Yeah.
she leveled up with them. She got real with them. She was like, the White Cloaks will spread rumors and make you not trust your neighbor. Yeah. I forget the exact quote. Dan read it. Shit.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
You're right. I totally agree with you, and I think that she pops up in weird moments, right? So like, she this.
She's
Okay.
always scribbling
I'm gonna
notes.
say it. This is how I see her in my mind's eye. Okay, I see her as this plumpish type of she's a brown Aja, and she just is not like that. She stands out in my brain every time she appears, and she's appeared in these weird ways where she is all of a sudden reading a prophecy that's written in blood on a wall, and that's weird. And then she's here and she's doing these weird ass things. I don't trust her. She's changing her story. I think that I trust. Let's put it this way. I trust the Alvear lady, Egwene's mom, Marin, more than I trust Varen a whole lot. And so, like, Marin's story about who she is and and all of that, like, is just makes a lot more sense to me than what Baron is trying to say she's there for.
Mm-hmm.
It's I feel like Baron is very deceitful. Baron with a V.
How about you, Josh?
And I think she's like a Forsaken or a Black Aja. Anyways, go ahead, Josh.
Oh,
Wait, whoa. You can't just slide that in at the end and be like, oh yeah, by the way, she's a Forsaken.
Or Black Aja.
Or a Black Aja.
I don't think she's a Forsaken. I do think she could be a Black Aja.
Baron?
What?
Okay.
That's absolutely what I think. I think she's shown
How about
up
Alana?
super weird ass. I'm not sure about Alana, but this last chapter makes me think very much that a lot by the way of, I mean, and this is just not, oh gosh, there's so many thoughts.
So the green and the brown?
I'm thinking so many fragmented things, but yeah, Todori, do you want to say something like in a whole sentence? Like that?
Instead,
Nice. That's a lot to think about.
Well, let me ask you guys a quick
So
question.
the green and brown
if you
or black,
both have mentioned that Varen might have other sympathies, she has a warder. Does that mean that Tomas is the same way?
Well, seriously, like I don't even know how to answer your question honestly, brother Dan. I'm sorry for that, but like I'm just stuck on this like weird Baron track, and I don't like her.
You're getting a weird vibe. You're getting a weird vibe from Varen.
I'm getting a very, very weird vibe from Baron, and I mean, like from the beginning, she just shows up in odd places, and
I want to know what she's scribbling on the notes.
I think she's
me
like.
too.
Wait, what'd you say? Oh, I missed it.
I want to know what she's scribbling. She's always like taking notes too, like in these like scenes. Like, it's like, what are you writing?
Yeah, so like, there's been like theories I've thought of like and I think that have been just kind of like out there of like what is loyal, like is loyal, man.
What is he writing?
Like is
Everybody's writing
books, like
yeah, Varen and Loya are both writing down all the time. That's
like,
funny.
Is Varen writing some of the POVs? Like there's that.
Oh shit!
Cool little,
So they'll be
little
they'll be the scribes.
To just the story of maybe how the books were created.
Ooh, I love that. All right, so Kay just postulated that Loyal and Varen are both writing the book Terrio now. The dark POVs are Varen, and the good POVs are.
Awesome.
Ooh.
I love that's fun. Yeah, great point. How the fuck, if Loyal wrote these books, how could he be writing a Mordeth POV? Josh, answer this.
How could he be writing it?
Yeah.
Well, all he has to do is go back and consider it. I mean,
no, he's working with. All right, just this is your time to yes and Kay. It's the best theory I've ever heard of my life.
I don't know about Varen writing the books, but maybe it's possible. I think she's more just obsessed with the dark. I don't know that she's a Black Aja so much as she's obsessed with them and with that passage that she has obviously read 1,000 times but couldn't escape from. So is she herself a Black Aja, or is she just being manipulated by them, or like they have a hold on her but maybe she hasn't been turned? I don't know.
Okay, well, keep going. Like, so maybe she has them in turn. What do you mean by that?
Has not been turned.
Oh, maybe she has not been turned. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So
fascinating. This is great.
Let me ask you: do you? How does one become Black Aja?
Well, that's a good question. And I think that in my theories so far, honestly, I think that you have to be super desperate and need something. Really
Kind of like a
bad.
dark friend, right?
Like yes, you need something. So like, okay, but like yeah, you probably need something, and so you end up needing maybe the other side of the power, or it is enticing enough and like a dopamine or like something effect enough to
It solves a problem or fills a hole for you. Yeah.
Experience through POVs of other characters, they experience this like this adrenaline or this this rush of good feelings and power, and then they have a come down and they think shit.
Oh, so it's like
Maybe
kind of like a drug
the other
addiction.
side is like a different type of drug that doesn't give you a come down or something. I don't know. I'm fucking.
Well, we know one way it can happen is through the 13 Murdral and 13 Black Sisters.
Right. So we do know that it can happen against your will. What do we, Josh? What percentage do you think the White Tower is that are of this
ilk?
Tainted Black Aja.
Tainted ilk. I mean, done by. Wait, what percentage have been
I would
turned
say a
against
third.
their will?
No.
A third? You
Total.
think 1 out of every 3 is Black Aja?
Possibly.
Oh wow! Whatever. All right. What do you guys? I mean, 1 out of every
That might
3.
be a lesser.
Nice.
I'm kind of on the
How
line
many,
like 1 out of 10, 1 out of 20.
Like 5 to 10%.
Yeah.
Wait, how many are there in the White Tower, though?
That's a good question, Gabe.
Let's
What
say
is the
there's
population
1,000.
of the Aes
I don't know how to
Sedai?
gauge that unless I know how many people are there.
Let's pretend.
Has Robert Jordan said how many Aes Sedai there are in the White Tower? That's a good question. Man.
I think there's been vague numbers.
Dan and Lou would know this question, I think.
Dan
No,
would
there
certainly
is
know.
the number is known. We're just
It is vague numbers. It's like it's more or less now. It used to be higher, but now
Less than
it's
there
like
used to be. Yeah.
yeah, but also
Yeah,
the
so
number
it's-
of dark
yeah.
friends. This whole discussion actually has a number. I think is verified. You guys are amazing. We love you.
So my one last thing I want to bring up before we go.
Am I right, Dan?
There's
yeah,
enough
there's
verified that we don't
no,
know
it's
yet.
Yeah. It's a Raffo shit. But I mean, this whole discussion is absolutely relevant, and I love your guesses because
Who
this
is Lord
truly
Luke?
relevant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to talk
You
about
tell
Lord
me.
Luke.
Oh,
Yeah,
motherfucker!
right now. So we heard that this is someone
We
that
got to talk about
Mir and
Luke, you are my
Alvear thought of respectfully. She had this really nice response when she mentioned him. She like almost seemed kind of a little turned on by the dude. She's like, he has the best manners.
I think that he's Slayer.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and why is that?
Jack?
Holy
He-
fucking
Jack
shit.
the player?
He came around the same time that the animals
Drink,
started dying.
drink.
We learned that
Multiple orgasms, drink.
Came
in one
around
of the earlier
sometime, right?
chapters.
Simultaneous orgasms, drink.
Holy
And
fucking shit.
he's an outsider who came to the Two Rivers and then defended them against the Trollocs, which seems like it could be a good setup for getting kind of like Gabriel getting in with Morghese, right? You come in,
He was
you
mentioned-
insert yourself where the problem is, and go ahead, Todd.
He was mentioned in the last chapters briefly, right? What do they say about him?
That he had good
Was the
manners
last-
and he was attractive and
Oh, that's it.
seemed of royal blood or something, not royal blood, but of noble blood.
Yeah. Dun dun dun.
Well, this-
Oh my gosh, I love that, Josh.
This
Thanks.
dude, this little boy that comes in seems pretty stoked.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Kay?
No, I'm really excited about all of this. I'm like, if you see me, I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm squealing. This is just.
I am too.
Were either of you guys suspicious about Lord Luke? Were you suspicious about Lord Luke, Kay?
Well, yes, being that the chapter ends on like.
Yeah, we're gonna get to meet him and get our first impression.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dan Lou,
that's
I like this too. The Lord Luke, Lord Gabriel, parallel.
Ooh, yeah, that's a nice one. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no, hey.
Okay, Gabriel. Okay. Okay.
Or he could be not. Or he could be this.
Okay.
He could be a good person. I don't know. I think we need to see.
That's what we.
Is then I'm learning that my brain is like doing some weird shit. So Gabriel and Ordith were the same in my brain, and so now that I'm realizing that is not actually the case, that changes everything. So if Lord Luke is more like Lord Gabriel, then we have some.
So that's a big question. Is Lord Luke a Forsaken?
Some weird shit, but
So Gabriel is a Forsaken. Is Lord Luke a Forsaken? What do you think?
oh, fucking absolutely.
Which would mean that Slayer
Absolutely.
is Forsaken.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there was already like so much anxiety about Lord Luke, so there's already these things. Then there's also this weird ass thing I'm going to bring up just for weirdness.
Weird way.
Yeah. Okay. Like,
Dude,
what was it?
We welcome your weirdness.
Thank you, Todor. Luz Theron and Lewin. I was like, what the fuck? That feels like just Luz Theron.
Oh.
And
It felt like a combination.
Lumen.
Who's Lewin?
No.
Oh, Lewin.
Wait.
Oh, shit.
Luz Theron and who? And whoin?
Does anybody know who I'm talking about?
Shit, you were telling me this earlier and I forgot.
I did tell you this earlier.
I'm not sure.
Luhan?
Luhan? Master Luhan?
No.
It
Nope.
might.
Oh, there is a Lewin. There is a Lewin
it's
somewhere.
Lewin. There's a Lewin.
Yeah.
Lewin. And that just felt weird to me. Anyway, throwing the weirdness out there. Again, I told you it was weird. I prepped you all for this.
Yeah.
I'm telling you again.
Yeah, it was one of the family.
So was Lewin one of the
It was one of the family in the.
he was one of the
in the
Alsheen
farm.
kids or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Interesting.
right? Oh.
Awesome.
So interesting now that you all like didn't even know who he is. I'm glad that my suspicions were put to rest. Anything that I may have had.
We'll fix it in post.
We'll fix that.
We'll fix it in post. No, yeah, we talked about it. I remember you saying, I remember reading it, and then I remember making a joke about Luhan.
Well, if I
who?
lost Dana
Who?
Luhu, then I'm done for. So it's all fine. It's just in my mind's eye.
Layla Lewin?
Weird ass shit.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm.
There it is.
Actually, Layla is the.
So Layla was a Lewin now. Yeah.
I think we're. Oh, I thought you were talking about Doug Llewellyn from the People's Court.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
That was,
Okay, thank you so much. No.
what was the judge's name, Ryan?
Wapner.
Well done. I didn't think you were gonna pull that out.
Why would you do that to me live? That's not good. That's not good television.
So that you can no. This is improv, baby.
Go. Hey,
Yeah, you want to make me feel great and intelligent, not dumb and On
You
the
did
spot.
great, Ryan. You did great, and you were intelligent.
Powerful as Sidime.
All right, I think we're all done. I don't have anything else. What else did I miss?
All right. Well, I mean, I think
There's one part.
Go for it.
No, like it was great because Perrin has a throwdown. They're like, Perrin, everybody, all the White Cloaks say you're a dark friend. He's like, no, fucking no. I'm not a dark friend. Like, he kind of has a moment and he lays it down. And kind of like what we get into, we already talked about it earlier. I thought that was like pretty notable.
He says,
Kinda
White
lays it
Cloaks
down.
don't need much, Master Alsheen. If you don't bow and scrape and walk wide of them, you must be a dark friend. If you don't say what they want, think what they want, you must be a dark friend.
Boom.
Yeah.
You and your
I thought
dog.
that was a great moment for Perrin.
Yes.
That was a good moment for Perrin. He just laid it down.
Laying down the law.
Real talk.
All right, and so
Real talk, yo.
Kay, you think Varen is a Forsaken,
A Forsaken or a black person, Aja?
or Black Aja?
Aja. I don't think she's a black person. I think she's a black Aja.
Okay, good correction.
A brown.
She's a brown black.
She's like a brown Aja that she's learned all she can learn by being a brown Aja, and now I think she has gone to a dark side and has become part of this underground terribleness of like what they're calling the Black Aja, apparently. And I don't know what that means or where that's going, but I do feel like that could be something that.
Do you trust her?
No, I don't trust her at all, and I don't trust her because she's shown up in all these weird ass places. She's like read the prophecy on the or she could interpret the prophecy that was written on the wall in blood, right? And then we talked about that. Did we talk about that?
Yeah. In Faldara, she was like reading the prophecy of blood.
Yeah, from like the Shadow Spawn or something. And then I don't know. She
also has like a Trolloc skull. Does she have a Trolloc skull like in her office?
She does. She does. Well,
yes!
All right,
Josh,
so, I mean,
do you agree with this?
What do you think, Josh?
Nothing she says should be trusted?
I don't think that she's bad. No, I don't distrust her. I just think that she is vulnerable. And maybe
because she's totally into history.
yeah, and it's maybe been turned. But I don't think in the long run she will be evil. I get more of like a Darth Vader kind of thing, like
I was gonna say the same thing.
he's gonna turn out good in the end, despite being bad.
She'll like realize her evil ways and throw the Emperor into the fucking pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit! All right. So, Josh, you mentioned a couple times her being turned. Do you think that if she is of a dark persuasion, it was against her will?
It's probably a good guess. Yeah,
Okay.
it's probably a good guess.
Safe answer.
This is amazing.
Okay, so here we go with one quote. Can I just say this one thing?
Yes.
Try to finish
Quotes.
here. All right. The children of the light, Varen said, are very good at one thing, making people who have been neighbors all their lives suspicious of each other.
Yep.
Well,
So that's
we are.
kind of like what we're all kind of doing right now. We're like suspicious of Varen. We're not sure what each other is thinking. What
Oh, okay.
we're kind of, postulating and trying to decipher this Robert Jordan-ness and soon to be maybe a mixture of definitely a mixture of Sanderson, Jordan. What shall we call that? What do you call that? Jordanson?
Jordanson, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like the
Jordan's
Icelandic way to do it.
I don't know.
All right, well,
No, we got like 4 books left before that, right? No.
more than that. All right, but but Todd, before we go, put your stake down in the Varen conversation.
You know, I'm on the fence about her.
Stop.
She
Well, I
could-
mean,
You're
she's
on the fence
vulnerable.
about everything, Todd.
Yeah,
I'm calling you out.
you're so
No,
your name
on
is
the
wishy-washy.
razor's
Todd.
edge.
Lose your balance. Which way you're
I'm
falling?
on the razor's edge, brother. No.
No,
No,
tell
I-
us.
she has-
Non-committal motherfucker.
Is she Black Aja? Is she Forsaken?
I don't
Is
think
she forsaken?
I don't
Is she
think she's
just
Black Aja.
misunderstood?
I don't think
Like-
she is. She's a historian. She likes her old texts. She's vulnerable, but I don't think she's a Black Aja. No. I'll lay it down right there.
Not Black Aja.
She's vulnerable,
Okay.
but I like the
Don't
whole
think
theory.
she's Black Aja. Do you think she might be a Forsaken or any part of like a negative force?
She might have been like thinking about being a dark friend, but I don't think a Black Aja.
She was dark. She was like
Maybe
she was close
Yeah,
to the
she's
gang,
like-
but she was
I
never
very
jumped
much
in.
Disagree. Obviously.
She's dark friend of Jason.
She's like, I don't want to be a Black Aja. Yeah, she's
Can you
dark
be a
friend of
dark
Jason.
friend
She's like,
and-
I'm not going to be a Black Aja, but dark friend of Jason.
Jason. Can an
clever,
Ace
I
Sedai
think.
be a dark friend but not be and a Black Aja?
Possibly. Things are complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Fascinating. This has been one of the greatest shows we've ever put on ever. I think we lost
Fascinating.
Kate. There she is.
It's a great show. And I want to say hi to all our Discord people. Hi, guys.
Yay, buddies. Yeah, so
Hello,
let's
Discord.
wrap this up and let's talk on Discord and eat. And eat.
guys are
And
gonna
eat.
party
And
in
I
eat.
need to eat. I need to eat too.
Eat.
Is there
Eat.
anything else that you guys wanted to bring up?
Can't.
I think we're good.
I'm gonna take your silence as a no.
All right.
So next week, honestly, guys, I can't see us getting past 2 chapters.
Yes.
I would like to do 3 chapters,
Chapter
but
33.
they are. Fuck it. Let's read through. Fuck.
I just want to say I fucking love Whataholic Aussie.
Yeah.
And
The
again, thank you for all the amazing poetry. You're amazing.
So it's.
That was
I wish
bad.
I had
Yeah. Indeed,
more like
indeed, yes.
adjectives. My vocabulary.
It's 60 pages if we do 3 chapters. I don't think we can
Holy
do that
shit.
much, guys. Seeing how tonight we did how many pages? We did less than that. And are at the
Well, we spent a
3-hour
lot
mark.
of time like jibber jabbing, so I think we could do it.
No,
We
we
did
never
42
not jibber jab.
Never
We did 42 pages.
This is what we do. We do.
All right, guys, we're doing 3 chapters. Read 3 chapters.
Yeah.
If we don't, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be
Let's
sans
read through chapters.
Tadori, so I take up the whole time, really. So, like, shit.
Oh yeah, you were such a
Oh,
hog.
I was like,
God damn it, Todd!
probably-
You bummed me out by reminding
probably-
me you won't be on.
Sam's
3/4 of
TD.
the show I take up, so, like, fuck.
I miss you whenever you're not here, man.
I think you guys could do it. Possibly.
We forge ahead, but we don't thrive ahead.
We do what we must, not what we want.
We ferret ahead.
Oh gosh.
All right, guys. So 33, 34, and 35. Let's go. Let's shoot for the moon, and if we miss, we'll still be amongst the stars, right?
A challenge of 3 chapters.
Actually, the stars are much farther than the moon. That's
Well, we have some amazing stars in our chat. I don't underestimate anybody here. So I think that we've had an amazing night.
Oh yeah. In chat all stars.
All stars, our stars, our stars.
At
our
all
stars.
stars.
well.
If
Let's
there's
end this and jump into Discord.
This star, you know,
Yeah,
right?
let's go and let's end it and get and keep going.
Then people can actually talk to us instead of
Animals?
we just talking.
All
at
right.
them.
Bye,
All
guys.
right. Hey,
Hey, I
remember,
love you. You feel the animals. Get to reading.
And
and
later.
Run for your lives.
run for your
because
lives. This is